Welcome to Aluminum Spork, where mysteries come to talk. From ancient cities underground to UFOs that float around. Giants of the past, prophetic signs that last, archaeological fights, and strange unexplained lights. Aluminum Spork, where truth and legends intertwine. From pyramids to guidestones blown, to secrets carved in ancient stone, we're diving deep into the unknown. Hancock's theories we explore, while Congress opens UFO doors. From Göbekli Tepe's rise to jellyfish in darkened skies, mound builders of old, stories left untold, hidden history's core. We're questioning it all. Aluminum Sport, your weekly dose of mystery. From ancient text to modern day, we'll light up truth's hidden way. Join us as we investigate, where conspiracy meets reality, and history holds its secrets tight. On Aluminum Sport tonight.
I didn't. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Aluminum Spork. My name is Scott, and usually we talk about on Thursday nights, we talk about conspiracies, UAPs, UFOs, interdimensional species, lost, civilizations. But tonight we are going to talk, which I think kind of falls into the conspiracy world, and we'll probably find conspiracies as the years go on. But we're going to be talking about the assassination of a he is a conservative that did not hold a seat in politics. He was a citizen who believed in God, a Christian God, and wanted to share that with young people because he was young. And he wanted them not to be scared to believe something different than what they're getting spoon-fed by the legacy media, the TikTok Democrats, all their influencers, their teachers. So he was what some may call a polarizing person. He did not deserve to die. He is and was a father of two, who anytime he was in a picture with his children, he would turn their faces so they weren't facing him or facing the camera. He was a husband, a son, and I didn't know him. But it hit me hard, Stephen. It hit me hard last night. I don't even know. It just 31-year-old guy who just talks about, oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't think you should give puberty blockers to kids. He's so bad. He's so bad.
Common sense is the enemy. And remember, the words hurt those with fragile egos. This is a man. The first thing you got to think about is this was a man who's a father and a husband. Mm-hmm. His family was there. The evil to murder someone in public, to assassinate them in front of their family, at an event where he was just doing what he had been doing. First of all, Charlie Kirk was a self-taught man. Mm-hmm. He's a very intelligent man. He taught himself. He came up on his own. He didn't go to university. All of his talking points, all his education was all self-taught. That's an incredible achievement today.
I mean, read philosophy. The kid was really smart. He was really,
very smart.
To me, he was a kid.
You're not even a kid. He's a kid. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But
he was a man. Don't get me wrong. I might say kid, but I don't mean that in a derogatory term. He was just 30. he's been around. He was around, it felt like, for so long, but yet, I mean, he started, on Fox News and other ones at like maybe 20, 21. I mean, he was so charismatic. Tina, how are you feeling about this today?
It hit me hard when I found out. It was just early in the afternoon yesterday, and I was already kind of getting into that moody stage because of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
I was pregnant with my second son when the towers came down, and I remember, so all those kind of emotions came by, and then and he's only like 5 years older than my kids are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I immediately had to, grab the phone and let the boys know, because they live within blocks of their university campus. And they said that it was crazy. So, lots of people mourning, but 10 times as many people celebrating. And it
Yeah,
was just,
celebrating because
yeah,
you didn't agree with the man. Like I don't know. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm almost 50, and I was taught, like, if you don't agree with someone's speech, give them better speech. And
right.
it was that simple. If you didn't believe the person's debate, then you debate them, or you ignore them. This idea that, and we're going to get into it. I mean, this generation of this liberal left, these kids were militarized in my mind. Maybe not to cause violence, but to treat other human beings as not being human,
But
right? Even
not to cause violence. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with that. No,
yeah,
no, no, no.
right,
Punch a Nazi.
yeah,
I mean, they were taught by the Democratic leaders to go into the public spaces, make sure to draw a crowd together and harass them. They wanted to shame people. They want to destroy their reputations. They would attack your employment. I'm a lot of
yeah.
us
You're
here have been
right.
dealing with this since 2018, since the
Yeah.
liberal left,
Yeah.
we're coming after our entertainment, so we were fighting and talking about those things. No,
Mm-hmm.
this is cancel culture. Cancel culture is all about destroying someone's reputation, destroying their ability to speak if they have a thought form that comes outside of a liberal hive mind. No, they
Mm-hmm.
taught, indoctrinated. There are people right now celebrating on TikTok, celebrating on Instagram and YouTube, laughing, having dances at the death of a father, the
Yeah.
death of a man who will never come home to his kids, the death of a husband
Yeah.
who will never go home to his wife, a family that is left in devastation right now.
Yeah.
People celebrating, getting likes, getting a trap. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I don't mean to interrupt you because you were on fire, but I literally, like, I just gave one of those answers that was the polite way of doing it because I don't want to offend, but I'm so sick and freaking tired of the left getting away with it. AOC asked about it, not about how she treats conservatives. Maybe not the last year, but for 10 years before that, calling us fascists. We were one of the most threatening things in the last presidency. We were a terrorist organization, Christian white males. So yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. You're right.
Well, but anyone outside of their hive mind, God, brother, so I'm not even a Christian. If I speak out about anything that goes against their thoughts, their ideals, their propaganda, I'm a conservative. I'm a Republican. I'm MAGA. I'm a Christian. They label anyone outside of their own hive, anyone outside of their bubble, as an extreme because they are extremists. They have been doing this for a long time, and they will attack anyone. They will attack anyone. They will dox you. They will
Mhm,
send armies of haters after you. Bot
mhm.
accounts. I mean, we've seen it all. It is a militarization
You're
against
right.
people.
Yes.
The left is the party of tolerance, the party of love. No, they're not.
Such
They
bullshit.
are
Yeah.
they are the party of aggression. The same
Antifa.
people who say take away your guns are the same ones out here loading them up in trannies and shooting
Yep.
people.
Yep. And Tina, it's definitely the last I mean, I'll go even farther back, but the last 10 years, the violence has been one-sided. It's been one-sided because
Yep.
these people cannot take someone disagreeing with them because they're so used to this freaking echo
Words are
chamber
violence.
that YouTube and the social media and their teachers have told them they're special and what they believe is right, and we are the bad guys. And you know what? I'm sorry, just real quick. I stopped talking about this stuff after the election because I didn't want to ostracize any of my people that watch us because, I like the people in the chat. We might not agree, but you know what? If you can't sit in a chat and disagree with me and you take offense to what I'm saying, I don't want you following me. So I'm sick of it. Get the F out of here. You can say whatever you want to say, but you're a loser that can't stand up like a man or a woman and have discord. Sorry, go ahead, Tina.
I just wanted to say the part that's most appalling, and it's not just the media, it's not just those in entertainment, social media, their own elected government representatives are telling them that it's okay to go after conservatives.
Real quick, I just want I'm sorry.
Them. No.
I love Nick, and I see what you're saying, Nick, but the right is acting as they've done nothing to warrant hatred. That's not true. They accept that they're hated. You have a Steven Crowder, you had Charlie Kirk, but all he did was disagree with people. Like, I don't understand that. Like, the idea that they hated a man because he defended his religion, he defended his rights, and I do disagree with that last what you said, Nick. But the right is acting because they know they didn't warrant hatred. They spoke their truth, and these people hated them for it. Sorry, go ahead, Tina. I love you, Nick.
It just disturbs me that their own elected officials are telling them that it's okay to hate the police. It's okay to have violence against the police. I mean, there's a huge difference between the protests in the 1970s of where, my parents' generation and the protests now. I mean, it's, within 24 hours of this tragedy occurring, there are not thousands of conservatives burning down buildings and breaking into retailers and and threatening to take over neighborhoods.
Right.
Well, that's also due to the fact that Trump and the FBI are going after the people like Soros who fund paid protesters. I love that. Every time I see people, the Democrats out there protesting, the first thing I put on there, paid protesters, laughing emoji, because they're paid. Yep. It is an inflated sense of rebellion with these people. It completely, you're right. Their leaders, Democratic leaders, have been speaking this rhetoric for a long time.
Yes.
And it's not just like I said, it's not just conservatives that they're going after. It's not just Christians. It is labeling anyone outside of their belief system, anyone of their radicalized system, as that. So they're pointing the finger and gaslighting others as if that is the target. That is the target. That is the person you need to abuse. That is the person you need to go after because words are violence. Words are not violence.
No.
We are built on a foundation of being able to debate. Yes. All right. And it has gotten to a point, it has been allowed to get to that point that there are such inflated, fragile egos from people with their own issues that don't want to face their own problems at home, don't want to face their own traumas, don't want to get mental health. There's a mental health crisis in this country. Bring back institutions. And they have been inflamed. They have been gaslit. They have been used as the marching soldiers for the Democratic radical left wing party.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mr. Grant Gregory? How are you?
Yeah, getting there, buddy. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. 24 hours out. Dude, I have to say it once again. A figure in the, in the sphere of, politics out there, kind of a celebrity in a way. Usually I don't get affected by something horrible happening to them. I feel bad for their family and stuff, but like hearing that he was killed, really, I felt like this thing go through me. Like, I can't believe like they stole this man from, you could see like him with his children. Like there's moments where you see the smile this guy had, and talking to deranged people, he shows the utmost respect to them when he's disagreeing with them. And we will talk about, like, there have been quotes that have been, again, like Trump, good people on both sides, just warped with Charlie, because that's what this media does and we're gonna flag facts versus speculation. How Steven Crowder got a tip from somebody in the DOJ that said that the casings of the bullets had etchings of trans ideology and fascism or fascist ideology on it, calling him a fascist. And CNN reports that as cultural, what was it again? Cultural indifferences or cultural problems instead of saying what it was, because they never want to tell you when it's
No.
their side,
Well,
and it
that's the
pisses
very
me
crux,
off.
Scotty. It's the
We
very
were
crux of
told
it.
Mm. Okay, Nick loves me. We're all good.
Sorry,
Go-
Grant.
go.
Go ahead,
based
brother.
based on just purely simple stuff like Wikipedia and all this sort of stuff. The way things were mentioned, someone did a little thing where they looked up George Floyd, and it's called The Murder of George Floyd,
Right.
and they're talking about the incident on the train with the girl being and the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Like they're
It's the
they're controlling the
assassination.
language. Yeah,
Assassination.
it was like it was like you know.
Yeah.
But who knows? It probably was just a Trump fan that was shooting their gun up in celebration.
Right. And Nick, Nick, you're right. There are crazy people on both sides. I see more on the left. Like the left has a lot more of just people that are out there that are, you see the visceral hatred in their eyes, when they're yelling, just screaming when someone's trying to speak.
As a
It's terrible.
recovered leftist, I have to say, I've gone to bat against conservatives in my past when I was younger, and I've paid attention to politics throughout most of my life. Like I was a very heavily liberal Democratic supporter up until 2017, and I can tell you that the way that the mainstream media, politicians, liberal leaders, and also those who are on social media platforms who've been getting paid $8,000 a month to spew liberal talking points for the last several years. They are a part of a group that has been promoting violence, promoting silencing others, silencing other people, pushing
Right.
pushing pushing immoral values that cause others to believe that they are righteous, they are in the right by doxing people's information, attacking their family, going after their loved ones. I have never, ever, all right, in all my time as a Democrat, had any conservative do that to me or come after me or any of my friends or any of my Democrat family. No one. So when you say there's evil on both sides, any group can have evil people, any group can have extremists, but the cult that has been created since for the last 10, 12, 14 years that is way more violent, radicalized than anything that I have seen in all 48 years of my life.
Yeah, well, and real quick, it's true because these people.
I did.
I know. I remember when you told me that, and I was like, "Oh, he's gay." That's all right, though.
Yeah, well, you said you changed in 2017, so I'm just like, oh, wait a minute. I know what that means.
I remember when it happened too. We talked about it, Steven and I. But you see, you come from that time where we had dialogue. Like, yes, at picnics, we weren't supposed to talk politics, religion, but when you did, you still respected the person, because I have people I've known my whole life that because I said we shouldn't force people to take a vaccine, I was demonized by people I've known my entire life. Like, oh, when I was ringing bells in church, I was thinking of ways of, genocide. Yeah. Okay. It's freaking ridiculous. But real quick, I want to go. No,
I'm the worst person. I'm the worst person in my entire family, according to my stepmother. I've lost my mind.
Yeah, well, yeah, we all have family.
Well, my mother-in-law continues to think that she failed as a parent because my husband is conservative and how we've supposedly indoctrinated our sons.
Unbelievable.
It blows my mind.
There's my wife's and my children's friends' parents. Most of them are pretty chill. I'm really happy because I live in a very blue state. But the idea that like one of the grandmothers, man, like off the chain TDS. Like Trump it's not his fault. Okay. He is polarizing, but these people need help. These are people that
He never
never
used to
got,
be.
well,
He
this
was
is
a
the thing.
Democratic
Oh, he was
divide.
one of them. He was one of them.
He was one of them,
Oh,
right?
buddy now. What's up?
Hey,
How
how's
you
it
doing,
going?
Brahma?
Yeah, what's
Not
up,
good.
Brahma?
Not good at all.
No, not good at all. How you doing? Let's before I'm going to ask you your take. I just want to do a minute by minute quick timeline. So pre-noon, this is Utah time. Pre-noon outdoor Q&A setup, campus and private security visible. That's confirmed. 12:20 p.m. Mountain time. A single gunshot. Kirk collapses. Crowd flees. Lockdown procedures triggered. Confirmed. Afternoon, evening, September 10th. State and federal coordination. Public statements. FBI person of interest image released. Conflicting earlier reports about custody later corrected, confirmed, and provisional stuff with that. September 11th, so we're up to current time. Rifle recovered, forensic evidence found, footwear impressions, palm prints, engraved ammo, 100,000 reward from the FBI. No, at the time we don't have a suspect in custody. What does a one-shot standoff attack suggest about planning? That's one of my questions. And anyone who says it had to be a professional, like, we'll show the guy's gun. He had a killer scope on there, or she. But Brahma, before we get into that, how are you feeling, and what did you go through?
Well, I mean, I heard within about 5 minutes of it happening. Immediately was talking with other people in DM groups and text because, I do the political thing. So my daughter, Charlie Kirk, is her hero. She's 21. And to that generation, like I was saying in chat, this is MLK being assassinated. It is not a political figure. It is a person who is just using his voice to lead a movement.
Yeah.
And he was shot for it.
Yeah,
They
you know what? That
killed
might be the
most
one.
peaceful one of us.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because he was the one who was always calling for us to keep our heads cool. And without that voice, I don't know what's going to happen next.
Well, I think this is a watershed moment. It's
a turning point.
I mean,
it's cliche, and it's
I know
it's
not a pun, but it is a turning point. It's sad that it took this, Brahma, but he was one of the ones where, okay, we could prove that you're freaking lying about any time you try to say he was evil. He might have tweeted a couple times out of anger or was upset, but for the 95% of the time, this man preached what he believed, and it was a Christian God, and it was a country where freedom of speech and dialogue is the only way we can get through anything without violence. And it's sad that they took the life. MLK preached, nonviolence too, but he wasn't a perfect human being,
no.
But he didn't deserve to die. You know what I mean? And
but the reason I use him as the comparison is
way.
because he was not a politician.
Yeah, perfect.
He was not an elected office. It's not the JFK RFK situation.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guy that had an opinion. He's essentially you or me with a bigger platform.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love talking politics, but I got to the point where friends, family, just like they never knew me. And I thought, you know what? I've had enough. Trump won, thank God, but we can't stop. And if you don't like that because you think I should only talk about A Song of Ice and Fire or conspiracies, well, half the conspiracies, I believe the Democrats were involved anyways. So I'm going to start speaking my truth because we lost someone who was so brave, and we need people to step up and be willing to point out the hypocrisy of the left, the bullshit of the left, and the way that media is state run, but for one side only.
Yep. What happened yesterday was something that many of us have been saying for years. This is no longer a political battle between left and right. This is a battle for the soul of the country. It's good versus evil at this point, because it is demonic to be transing the kids. It is demonic what they did with the COVID shot. It's demonic what they've turned the country into. I mean, you've got how many of the school shootings in the last five or six of them have been trans?
Yeah, and they love
You
to
keep
leave
pumping
that
them
out.
full of medicines,
Yes.
and it's bound to screw them up.
Well, I mean, men, they pump them full. I worked at a sex offender treatment facility, which I call bullshit. But I worked there for a couple of years until my daughter was born. And
Yeah, we know how you met, Walton.
yeah, Walton was really well. He had an age that was like, okay, it's close enough. Anyways, but the thing that I forgot what I was gonna say now. Shit, thanks a lot. Freaking Grant. No, the thing, I forgot.
I'm here to
Where you were
Good
working.
versus evil.
Well,
Does that jumpstart you?
Well, yeah, the people that work there, these progressive left therapists, they preach that these people, we have to be kind to them. They're rehabilitating, blah 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 blah. And they were criminals. They were deviants. But these women,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say it, women therapists that ran this with freaking PhDs and masters were the ones that fell for the bullshit. And actually, a couple of them started dating sex offenders. It just goes to show you how there's something wrong with a lot of these professors who seem really smart, but they are freaking missing something. And what I think that is faith in something. It doesn't have to be Jesus. I believe it should be, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, but it has to be something bigger than yourself. And what the last generation had done to them was take away religion and replace it with their new religion, which is progressive leftism.
It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what faith you follow, in my opinion. You have to understand this is a spiritual war. This is spiritual warfare. This is true Luciferian demonic ideals that are being pushed. And we see it in the symbolism that comes from the music industry, from Hollywood. We've seen it. We have in how they indoctrinate others. Who in the hell in their right mind thinks that taking a child and giving them hormone shots, who the hell thinks that screwing with someone's brain chemistry, their body chemistry, before they even hit the age of reason, they even understand themselves and figure themselves out, and then use them as a shield for your own propaganda, for your own false virtues? Who the hell thinks that's a good idea? Evil people, demonic.
And sterilize
people.
them for life.
Yep.
Sterilize them for life, condition them, screw them up, give them mental issues they will never be able to recover from, even if they detransition, and keep the mental health crisis going, because crazy people who have no attachment to self are easy to control. That is what they have been doing. So this is spiritual warfare. I don't care what faith you follow. And I don't care what your spirituality is. If you cannot see that, you are missing one of the major pieces of the puzzle and what is going on right now.
Gina, were you going to say something?
I was going to say something about education is not what it used to be. I mean, I have 2.5 master's degrees. It's not that fucking hard.
Right.
It's really not, and I will be the first to admit.
And again, Charlie Kirk,
the respect isn't there.
Well, and I'll let you go on, Tina. I'm sorry, but Charlie Kirk financially has done great for himself. He gambled on himself and won for the most part until someone took his life, but he doesn't have a college education. I'm fearful for my kids getting older and, getting to high school.
Well,
you just
hopefully we
be involved.
Hopefully we have cleared the educational system up enough of radicals posing as teachers by that point.
Not yet,
I think that is something that is being worked on at this moment.
That is
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, I'd say that's going to take decades, Stephen. I mean, my sons one is working on his PhD, the other one just graduated in May with his bachelor's, and they spent their entire years of college just parroting back exactly what the professor said in all their sociology and psychology and anthropology courses, because it's just whatever you need to do to get that A. And it was only in the heart.
It's 2 to 3 full generations to turn it around.
Well,
because you've got the universities indoctrinating the people that are becoming teachers.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're also becoming professors while they're also, those same people are the ones teaching our children and they're
Mhm.
indoctrinating them earlier and earlier because the left just keeps churning out these morons from the universities. So until you can take the universities, you're not going to see the middle school, elementary school, and high schools getting taken back either, because
Okay.
of the way accreditation works with teaching and stuff. You know, you've got to go get the degree. But one more thing
Okay.
on the spiritual warfare thing. Look at who our martyr is, Charlie Kirk,
Mhm.
and look at who theirs is, George Floyd.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that doesn't tell you which one's the good versus the evil, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Well,
point, Rama.
let's Saint George, canonized by
St. George of Fentanyl.
yeah,
Mhm.
Saint George
Yep.
of the fentanyl. He protects traffickers coming into this country. He was he was lifted up by power hungry Democrats in Congress. He was lifted up by the media, who no longer decided to hold politicians accountable, but joined them in their search because they wanted to be part of the gang. And don't get me, these people, both, and there's definitely both sides, these elites who have been making us focus on ourselves, race, gender, sex, so we don't focus on the class war, how
True that.
the gap is getting much bigger. And I don't blame any, private person who built their own industry, but a bartender going into Congress a couple of years later shouldn't be a freaking multi-millionaire. That is what's our system at the moment is fundamentally broken because of lobbyists and things of that nature. And the money that is thrown at these people is disgusting. And our Constitution was built that we could break it down and build it back up. Just people have become too lazy.
Well, one of the things I think the scariest aspect of is the tools that are used in this war: social anarchists and psychopaths, people like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, that are out there taking over entire city blocks, that are actually on the ground floor, on street level, going after people and terrorizing them and shaming them out of businesses and areas. That to me is the immediate threat to free peoples.
Right. I'm sorry, real quick, Nick. Nick is saying one of his was hidden. I don't know if it was that one or.
I think it was hidden by YouTube because I don't see anything on our end that
Wow.
would have.
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
Yeah, because I think Soul's the only one out there with a wrench at the moment, and you, Tina. I write it again, dude. Send it to me in a DM. I will say it, Nick. It's unbelievable the shit that they're going to try to twist. So where do we think the media is going to take this? So at the moment they're saying, we need to come together, right? He was a polarizing.
Cool down.
Yeah, cool. Oh, the cool down one pisses me off the most.
I mean, Scott, at this point, what's the media going to do? They're going to try and spin it to protect themselves, to protect their party. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk is such a big voice, and his assassination is such a big event that they can't hide it like they tried to hide that Ukrainian refugee who was stabbed in the neck by a guy who went to jail 14 times in North Carolina. And they just tried to sweep that one up under the rug because white lives don't matter. And also, the Democratic Party was quite confused at having to either look at a Ukrainian refugee who was murdered by a black man and a convict. They were totally stumped by that. They couldn't hide that one. They didn't know. They had tried to hide it. They couldn't do anything.
Well, they kind of buried it, man.
Oh, they did, but thank God for social media and people speaking out about it over and over again. This is why I'm glad to see the laws or the blacklisting, the shadow banning kind of ease up on places like TikTok and Instagram, because that is how we get news out into the world. That is how we begin discussing these types of events. The fatigue is fucking real. So we cannot depend on the mainstream media. You already know when the mainstream is going to pick something up. It is going to have a slant. There's going to be rules for engagement in how they purport the news. And it's not going to be on the level. So you already can expect that. How's the news going to look at this? The way that they already have. They tried to blame it on a crazed MAGA fan shooting his gun around. Yeah, they shot 2 rounds into a vest. A fucking double tap into his chest that sprayed up into his neck.
Because even if it was celebrating, you so often celebrate by pointing the gun forward instead of into the air.
Right, brother.
They're freaking
Yes.
morons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's how the news are going to handle it, Scotty.
yeah. So the public
They're going to tell
rhetoric.
us to fall in line and
Yeah,
cool
of course.
off.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, they don't
that's
tell
the anger.
BLM to do it during the
No.
Summer of Love, but the Republicans remember January 6th.
Yeah, Jerry. Ooh.
How dare you
guys-
peacefully protest?
Let's put people in prison without representation or even it was a gulag. Like
It is, dude. It's time to stand. I'm sorry, Scott.
yeah, no, go.
It's time to stand up. Are we not done with this? People, we've been dealing with this for years. This has been an ongoing issue. This cancel culture bullshit has been an ongoing issue for years. Now they are straight up shooting at us. I was somebody in my comments on Dragonstorm Instagram that was trying to blame this, like, it's the same people that Trump worked with in the CIA. Like, what are you talking about? They tried to kill him too. Like, are we done with the double talk? Are we done with the rhetoric? Are we done with always having to be the adults? Maybe the adults need to step into the room. Maybe Gen X needs to step into the room and start slapping these bitches down. Maybe that is what's needed. Maybe we need to start publicly shaming them. Maybe we need to start holding them accountable. Maybe it is time to stop being the adults and act like adults. Because silence, having patience, praying for people, that's not working. I'm not saying go out and start murking people, but now is the time for us to come together unilaterally, all of us, everyone outside of that bubble, and decide that enough is enough. These crazies, their septum rings and their weird colored hair screaming at the freaking sky, demanding that we call them something that they're not. Demanding that we capitulate in our educational system, in our social graces, in our areas, our institutions, that we have to listen to them or we're awful. They demand these things upon us or we're the fascists. It is time for all of us to say no more, and stand up and do what we have to do in order to secure the future for our children, because that is where I'm truly concerned. What world are my children and my grandchildren going to grow up in? And evil wins when good people do nothing. The loss of Charlie Kirk shows that a person who is willing to sit down and have debates, sit down and exchange ideas with other people is not good enough for the radical left. They'll shoot you.
Yep.
They'll dox you, they'll hunt you down, they'll shoot you.
Yeah.
And you made a very important point about Gen X. It's about time for Gen X to actually stand up and do something.
Yes,
because
sir. Yeah.
The boomers, as much as I like a few boomers in my life, including my parents, they were a very selfish generation in how they have governed, and they have not relinquished power in this country, and they just keep enriching themselves off of the power that they've acquired.
Yeah.
And by this point, Gen X should have already been in most offices. I mean,
exactly.
yes,
we will continue to
it's
be
part
the
of-
forgotten generation. We will continue to be the forgotten generation.
Yes, but that's
if
also
Gen X doesn't
partially
step up,
because
then-
we don't do it.
Right. That
Yeah,
is-
if the Gen X doesn't step up, then Gen Z is going to do it. You see what they're doing over in Nepal?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is the thing. The
Did you
Gen
say in Nepal?
yeah, dude.
Wait,
The government turned the internet off, so they burnt down the Capitol.
Well, that's why I'm sorry to say it, man. The Constitution, when people are like, you don't need an automatic AR rifle to shoot deer. No, it's literally in our Constitution. We have guns to protect ourselves from our own government. And when the need is, sometimes you have to stand up. Now, I am not saying we're at that point, but we're at the point where Gen X needs to fill some congressional seats, people with morals, people that are not going to get. Well,
because what's going to happen is the generation is going to be completely skipped in about 10 to 15 years' time. Everything's going to be filled by Gen Zs. As soon as they're old enough to get in,
it's
they're
going to
get
be
in.
millennials. I mean, JD Vance is the first real millennial. In the vice presidency or presidency. So, I mean, if JD does his job and we get him for 8 years after this, the millennials will be the ones who are in charge.
And
the older millennials are a lot like Gen X, because technically I'm considered a millennial. I think probably Scott, you are too.
No,
but we are absolutely okay.
I'm right on the
70.
cusp of it.
I think it's 76 to
no, it's
81 is what they call
83.
the 83, the Zennials.
Yeah, we're
because that's kind of what I identify as.
Yeah, I guess the Zennials is a good idea, but bicentennials, I guess. But let me put this real quick. Yeah, you guys are absolutely right because the boomers are being selfish. We had a president who we all saw on TV walking the wrong direction, trying to shake hands with people that weren't there, saying things that were outrageous. And when they got to the point where they couldn't hide it from themselves anymore, and they said he was not qualified to run for president, they left him in as president. Even the Republicans were just like, well, let's give him the next 6 months. That is bullshit.
Yep.
That is bullshit. And we allowed it to happen. I don't know how, if we allowed it. I mean, we were screaming, this is bullshit at the time, but we need people in office that are willing to listen to us and do what is right. And I'm sorry, the
You're asking for
lobbyists.
too much, Scott.
I know I am. That's why I might get involved. But I brought this up before. Political violence, part of the rising trend for 2024, 25. But the data shows in recent decade, Rep. Steve Scalise shot at congressional baseball practice. That was 2017. Attempted assassination of Donald Trump in Butler, PA. Multiple death threats and disruption targeting conservative speakers on campuses. You had, people like Crowder, who was attacked with, it was a lunch pail, but he was still attacked by it. And I love that video because he yells something at the trans person after it. And the woman sitting with him was like, you feel better now. Like he was assaulted, but she was mad because he called her the trans dude a sweetheart. We also have the second attempt on our president, where I still feel like down in Mar-a-Lago, we still don't have any information on the first shooter or the second guy who was like, Ukrainian militia guy. We need to hold these people accountable. They are allowing us to get, not us, but people that I follow, conservatives, they're allowing them to be attacked, injured, killed with nothing but a one day, we really got to cool it down and come together.
Yeah, that's leading by that's like leading by example. By the way, just to go back to the news organization and how they put out things. Butler, PA was the only Trump rally that CNN covered. That's because accountability is like kryptonite to the mentally ill, dude. They do not know how to take accountability. They're not even trying to. While you have Republicans and people who are saying calm down, they're trying to lead by example. They're trying to be adults. They're trying to say, look, just everyone just stay level, stay emotionally calm.
They're trying to follow what Charlie did.
And so, but that's not working anymore. That's not working. We need to be a little more vigilant about protecting ourselves and protecting the country.
True.
That doesn't. I'm not going to say we need firing squads out there or anything like that. So I'm not saying form militias, but we need to be more active and vocal in fighting back against these screaming toppers.
And if you're worried about being more vocal, go get a hat. Get a Turning Point USA hat. Get a MAGA hat. Whatever. Wear it in public wherever you go. Let them know what our numbers actually are.
Right. And you're right about that. One of the things I've seen videos of people who have been attacked openly, just attacked for eating lunch because they have a MAGA hat, just attacked in public for having for just expressing themselves. It's why can't we have a militia? That's a good question, bro. To be honest with you, that's a good question. But it has sitting down. Or it was Grant? My bad. Sitting as we have been, responding to this the way that we have, which is all right. Everybody, calm down. Let's just have this conversation. They don't want conversation.
No,
the most radicals of them. No, they're absolutely that. They just shot somebody who was having a conversation. So the time has come for all of us to be a little Charlie Kirk. Is what I think. That's really where it comes from. One of the best representations of a calm, intelligent man of faith that I have seen in a long time came from him. I didn't always agree with that man. I didn't always, and I don't think I had to in order to respect the individual for what he was doing, where he stood. But the values for which he was speaking upon are values that we should all, just to a varying degree, commonly share. And those are the values that we need to stand and fight for right now.
Or just shoot people who
there-
you don't agree with. That works too.
Mhm.
but that's the issue, though. Is that people like this, people who are mentally unhinged, they
I
don't.
don't necessarily think it's a mentally unhinged thing. America has a big history of political assassinations. There's albeit a lot. Like it's as American as anything else. Like it's
Well,
not
I
it's
mean-
not something new.
Yeah. I mean,
But it's usually politicians.
yes, right.
It's usually politicians, and the radicalization that we have seen over the last 10, 15 years, man. Because a lot of it has to do with the advent of social media and the ability to outreach many different people and hide your identity behind a fake account.
Hmm.
It has risen dramatically, dude. Dramatically. This could be a tipping point that could create more assassination. If they're willing to go out there and just kill someone who's having a conversation. That's I am tired of sitting back and watching people terrorize us. And I mean us as in everyone who's outside of the left-wing bubble.
Hmm.
Everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. You are immediately classified as an other. You are immediately attacked. You are told that you are an evil, heartless, racist, sexist person if you do not agree with having men in women's bathrooms or any other such nonsense. And they're very aggressive about it. They're not just confrontational. It's becoming deadly, has been deadly. So we need to take a more active role in defending ourselves, our country, our communities, our children.
Hmm.
If we do not, then it's going to be the same thing all over again. We'll get through the next 4 years, no matter who becomes the next president, and it'll just start happening all over.
Yep. Hey, Grant, let me ask you, what is the temperature in Australia? Like the reaction to this? Was he, a well-known figure down there, or like?
Yeah, well, more so with like the younger generation. I've seen it a lot more with if you go on Facebook, and most of the people that are there are celebrating it. You go on like X or TikTok and that, especially with a lot of the Australian ones, a lot of them are pretty pissed off about it.
Mhm.
And it falls into one or two categories: either Americans are completely idiots, or they need gun reform. That's literally the two things where we fall into it. Because I'm under the sheer belief that if you guys didn't have guns, you'd probably have just as many deaths, but they would just be stabbings instead of shootings. It's a cultural thing.
Well, it's not even cultural, dude. If we didn't have guns, we'd be England. We'd be
Left would
Germany.
run all
Oh,
over.
we'd already be overrun.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
You don't-
there'd be Muslim
But what I'm
militias in the
saying is,
streets.
fundamentally, your country was built on battle, and you guys have never stopped battling. That's
Well,
the point.
I don't agree with that. What I believe in is that if we didn't have guns in our culture, they would have passed laws where our tweets would put us in prison. That. The reason we have guns is to protect our freedoms and our rights. So yes, a culture, I mean, that's like saying all Australians are criminals. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we've been involved in wars. Every empire has.
But internationally, though, America does
And
have
we've been
like
in
a very powerful expansionist.
Yeah, we're the worst empire, dude. We don't take anything. We don't really get stuff from that. We suck when it comes to empire building. We're trying to do it on the sly. I get that. Like, we back countries that have scumbags in it sometimes, like look at Afghanistan. They diddle younger boys, and we back those people, I had a friend who was there, had watched a march, and people were with older men with younger boys, and he's like, oh, like fathers and sons, this is great. And his interpreter was like, no, they're having sex with those boys, and those boys probably do not want it, so
remember, the Taliban used to be the good guys.
right when we funded them against Russia. But the idea that it's because we are the big dog for whatever you want to consider our side of the fence. Is it capitalism, democracy, freedom, whatever? We tend to get involved in things, like I wonder if everyone's angry, Vietnam and shit like that. But I wonder if South Vietnamese people really hate us for trying to protect them from the communist push, or South Koreans. I mean, they'd all have to deal with, the little guy. So I don't know. I can't justify every war we've been in, but we don't do really well at like taking resources. It sucks. So don't go to war unless we're going to take something. That's what I say. Sorry. Keep going. I'm just getting a couple things put together.
If you guys were better at stealing shit after you invaded, you would be a better nation.
Yeah, we forgot to loot and pillage.
We forgot to loot and become we're considered an empire.
That's what I do. That goes to my point. That's the America's way. It's the fight. It's not the conquest or anything. It's the fight.
Yeah, maybe you have a point.
It's like fundamentally American. As I said, if you didn't have guns, people would be beaten to death with clubs all the time.
Well,
I still wouldn't want to go to Chicago.
But we're still one of those countries that, we're still getting treated like we're the enemy or we're horrible because we defeated Indians or Native Americans, excuse me. The idea that no other country had ever come in and taken something from the people that lived there, it's hypocrisy at its best.
The idea of conquest.
Right. Like the UK, how many people took that over? Come on. It's ridiculous.
But to be fair, most of that comes from our own leftists.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming from the rest of the world. They don't care that we took over, North America. It's the leftists that are coming up with all these stupid ideas. America's original sin, slavery. It's like, okay, well, we also fought a freaking war to end it.
Yeah.
Against them.
Women's suffrage. It was men who voted to give them the right. Like, we always forget that part of it. And we have, what we're worse at, Grant? Victimhood. We have created.
I was going to say saying the word aluminium.
Shut up! It's aluminum. But the idea that we had slavery. It is a black eye on our country's history. But
it really is. The 1.3% of white people that own slaves is a total black eye.
And the idea that it's like we were the only country to ever done it. There's still slavery today, in countries.
Well, dude, there's more.
But this idea that we can't get past it is what the elites want. They want us focused on fighting each other so that we don't look up and say, wait a minute, what are they doing?
Well, it's the communist, intersectionality. That's what they've been doing since Obama.
Yeah. The first Bush was a little, there's both sides, man. Both sides. Obama.
Once we had a first man in the White House, things kind of went downhill. Like that whole episode. Now we got the bathroom debate. Now we've got kids getting injected with hormones. The Democrats love child traffickers. Don't bust those. Don't keep them out of our country.
Let's not forget the Obama that got elected in his first term was against gay marriage. Border security he was for. This idea they don't hold firm to their beliefs. That's the problem.
No, they lie. No, it isn't holding firm to any beliefs, Scott. It's straight up lying. And it's also projection. A lot of what these Democratic politicians and what they do is they project. Like when they call you a Nazi, it's because they're socialists. Everything about them. If they say they're against this, they're actually for it. But if you have an issue with them making money off of trafficking or whatever it is that they're saying they're against, then you're a bigot. You're the problem. Use a bunch of words that will create an emotional reaction out of somebody. Use a erroneous projection, a erroneous claim against the person who's trying to debate with you about the bullshit that Democrat is saying, just to get your emotions up and to deter from the conversation that was supposed to have been had, the question that was being asked. That is how they operate. It's how they've been operating. These are not mentally well people, but they are really good at manipulation. They know how to screw. They know how to divert a conversation away from the issue that they are creating, and then make it about you.
That brings it right back to Charlie. I mean, look how many people are celebrating his death. I guarantee you, maybe only 2% have ever even watched a full video of Charlie Kirk and not just some clip that they took out of context.
Yeah.
But
we're
he's a
about to
fascist
actually
and a
get to that.
Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I'm actually finishing that little part that I thought I finished, but we're gonna get to that next.
Or Stephen King says that he openly wanted to stone gay people.
Yeah,
That was
never
Stephen
said that.
King's latest tweet.
Yeah,
Damn.
Stephen King's brain rot is way up there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
The
Stephen King seemed to be
is
more
off the
lucid when he was
scales.
snorting
Doing
crack off freaking
yeah, dude.
table. Like,
Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, he was a little bit more on point. You know, we've been you know, we go back every once in a while and talk about that CIA, I'm sorry, the Soviet spy who came over in the 70s, early 80s and told us what the
yeah.
plan was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told us exactly what was going to happen. He said it's going to take one to 3 generations to happen. He said we'll get in your schools. We'll start with the kids. They'll become teachers. Then it'll go on, and then the next generation is when you'll be at your weakest.
Yeah, I mean, he
Mhm.
nailed it. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
His name was Yuri.
But
Keep
I mean,
talking.
they
Yeah, I
have
recently.
whole books that were written just on how communists do take over. I mean, speaking of Obama, you know, his campaign was launched in Ayer's house, Weather Underground, Rules for Radicals. I mean, we knew it then, but nobody would say it. I think the only person I ever heard say it was Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh.
Well,
And
I mean,
those are
again,
people that nobody outside of people on the right were actually listening to. So
Yeah.
nobody who was voting for him had any idea about his history. The Jeffrey
momentum.
Wright, you know, pastor that he sat and listened to spew hatred the whole time.
Mhm.
It was all known. Everybody knew Obama was a socialist and that he was just, you know, disguising his beliefs. That's why he voted present in the Senate over and over and over instead of for or against anything.
Not everybody. Like I said, I was earlier. I was very much a liberal during that time, and all of those talking points were not the topic of discussion in any household or any group that I was associating with at that time.
That's
It
what
was
I'm
the
saying.
only thing. Yeah, it was. It wasn't anything that we brought up. It was amazing that we're the party of progression. The first black president. That's us. You know, like we're the one to destroy racism. And that was the entire premise of it, was completely destroying racism, destroying division, you know, uniting the country under Obama, who did the exact opposite. In retrospect, I see.
Race relations went back 100 years.
Yeah, he did. He absolutely did. Black Lives Matter is a racist, corporate Black Lives Matter is a racist institution. They were invited to the White House for dinner. You know, they were having lunches there. And that is a group that creates division, destroys neighborhoods, promotes racism.
Built off of a false narrative because the hands up, don't shoot never happened.
Never happened. Never happened. And even then, it doesn't matter how many times you yell in the face of somebody that this guy was a career criminal who was high on fentanyl and stabbed pregnant women. That doesn't matter. He's a saint. He's a victim.
But BLM goes back before that to Ferguson. I mean, that's when it formed, was Michael Brown. I think it was
I was going to say with Michael Brown, that was when it all started.
That's the hands up, don't shoot guy, where they were all chanting it and, you know, having riots across the country for that. That's when BLM was actually formed. Floyd is just when it went nuts.
Right.
I mean, it was already nuts, but that's when we got Summer of Love. Because while everybody's on lockdown, you better let all of these guys go out and loot everybody because we don't have enough issues.
The reason that it went up with Floyd is because everyone saw it happen, where the other ones didn't. We didn't see the other ones. That was the moment that it happened. It was everywhere. That was the reason why it was the powder keg that it was.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so weird that this is not a powder keg for us.
You know, you remember when Trump was shot and he burnt the city down?
See, the thing with Trump, we were all outraged, but we saw him immediately get back up and be okay. Charlie, we all sat with our stomach in knots for hours yesterday waiting to hear. Anybody who saw the video knew what was coming, but I mean, we were all waiting to hear the bad news, and we had all seen it happen live or within 10 minutes. That video circulated faster than anything I've ever seen. Twitter was down. You know, you couldn't refresh for quite a bit of the day. I mean, you'd get a few things through, but for the most part, Twitter was overwhelmed.
Yeah, same thing on TikTok. It was all over the place.
Yep.
And by the time you saw a video announcing that he had been shot, there were videos coming out about him, losing his life.
I was supposed to be at a Charlie Kirk event tonight here in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they changed it to a memorial and a church service because it's taking place at a Bible college. But that's where I was supposed to be tonight.
So Brahma, you run a political channel. You said that earlier?
Yeah.
You're saying, so what do you see given the talk and the event that just took place? How do you see us unfolding in this situation publicly?
I see the right not doing anything like they always do. I mean, they'll probably push to have Charlie's body lay, in the Capitol Rotunda, and then that'll be the end of it from the politicians. Bongino and Patel, we need more out of them. As far as on the ground, everybody doing something, I don't know, because the right, is made up of individualists. We don't get together and protest because, we make fun of protesters.
Right.
Because it doesn't do anything. Protesting never does anything. It calls attention to you looking like idiots chanting stupid phrases. But I don't know what we're going to do. Because
what do you think we should do? I'm of the mind that we just need to
get loud.
Start speaking up more. Yeah, get loud. Yeah.
We need to stop pretending that we care about the rules on YouTube. I understand some people could get demonetized, but start calling things what they are. Don't skirt around all their crap. They can't ban us all.
Right.
If we all start talking the way we actually want to talk, then, what are they going to do?
Yeah, man.
True.
100%. No, I don't care. Like my channels that I built in the last couple of years, they're not geared toward politics, but I had to begin speaking about this, most especially after Charlie.
Yes.
Because it needs to be said. More people need to know. We got to stop hiding and acting like these things aren't happening. And quite frankly, if you're someone who's out there celebrating the death of that man, or celebrating any policies that lead to the death of that man, I don't want you as a follower anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a sociopath in my life. You get your empathyless ass away from me. But more of us absolutely need to speak up and speak out. I don't care. I don't care about repercussions at this point, right? A lot of us have been on social media for a while, all right? So we've already been doxxed, we've already been harassed, we've already had our families going off, we've already had names dropped, we've already been through this. I know I have. I'm not scared of that shit anymore. I'm not scared of cancel culture at all.
No, I'm done with it.
We need to speak up. I'm 100%, Brahma. We need to speak up, be louder.
We need to get involved in local politics.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Run for office, run for school, or the council. Do something.
Something we also need to do and not be afraid of. And I'm not calling it not cancel culture, but calling out people that are on the left, that are spewing hate, calling for their jobs.
We've been doing it for a day now. I mean, we've already gotten how many people fired on?
What was it? MSNBC? Someone got hammered?
TikTok's been at it too.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of that. Because when it was happening the other way around, we all called it out as freaking petty behavior, but now it's acceptable.
Yeah, but we were just saying words. These people are celebrating somebody's death.
And I'm not even talking about that, which is terrible. But what I'm talking about is, I am not saying destroy this person, but if this person is a figure at a university, let's say, that is teaching the minds of the next generation, and they're spewing hatred, like, they would quickly fire somebody on the conservative side if they went a little too far. These people are going really far, and we need to hold them accountable. So I'm talking about accountability. I'm not talking about destroying someone's life.
And continue to point out the same things that my son can't put a Christmas tree or a picture of Santa Claus in his office, but the guy on the other side of the room can, do everything about Ramadan and everything about any non-Christian religion.
So hang up a
And it's
portrait of
not an issue.
Christ at Christmas instead of a tree.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I want to go over something real quick. Quotes versus reactions for that involved Charlie Kirk starting in 2015. Charlie was emerging as a national campus conservative voice through Turning Points USA. His criticism of higher education and liberal academia drew heavy backlash from progressive student groups and Democratic commentators, who often framed him as exaggerating or spreading conspiracies about universities, which we all know are true. So one of them, here's one of Charlie's quotes about it. Universities. College campuses are not about free thought anymore. They are indoctrination camps for the left. So this is the reaction. Democratic lawmakers and progressive student groups accused him of demonizing higher education and pushing unfounded conspiracies about academia. For example, a student leader at the University of California publicly called Turning Points USA an indoctrination factory in campus editorial, while Democratic Rep. Jan Skowski criticized Kirk's rhetoric in 2016 as fueling distrust in universities. So now we jump to 2020. In August 2020, at a conservative gathering, Kirk said, "Please keep the campuses closed. It's going to remove ballot harvesting opportunities and their voter frauds," talking about the election. He argued that Democrats benefit from in-person college campuses because of ballot collection and turnout drives, framing COVID campus shutdowns as politically advantageous to the Republicans. So the reaction to that, Democrats and fact checkers said this was misinformation, fueling distrust in elections. For example, PolitiFact rated Kirk's claim false in 2020, noting there was no evidence of widespread ballot harvesting fraud. And Democrat Rep. Adam Schiff stated in an interview that such rhetoric undermines trust in democracy and gave cover to attempts at voter suppression, because that was their comeback with all that. So we jump to 2021. Kirk, Turning Point USA podcast, Kirk said vaccine mandates are nothing short of medical apartheid, arguing that students' requirements would divide society into the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. For context, he was responding to universities reinstating vaccine requirements for campuses return after COVID-19 pandemic surge. So you wouldn't be able to go back to school without getting the jab. So public health people reacted. Officials and Democratic leaders condemned this as dangerous and false, trivializing actual apartheid. For example, Dr. Anthony Fauci publicly rejected such compromises in a 21 interview, noting that mandates were a standard public health measure, not oppression, while Democrat Rep. Hakeem Jeffries called Kirk's rhetoric reckless and harmful in a press briefing the same year. So it starts to escalate a little bit more. April 2023, during Turning Point's event, Kirk said it's worth it to have cost. It's worth it to have a cost of some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. So what he was meaning by that was he was defending expansive gun rights and arguing that constitutional freedoms come with unavoidable risks, sparking backlash from gun control advocates who called the comments callous. So no matter, every time there is violence, they call for more laws. And he was against that. So some people, advocates and Democratic commentators, blast him for being callous towards the victims, which he was not. Shannon Watts of Moms Demand Action tweeted in 2023 that Kirk's remarks were an insult to every family who had lost someone to gun violence. While Democrat Senator Chris Murphy, called the statement morally bankrupt during a CNN interview. Now, here's a couple good ones. So, 2024 Turning Point live stream. Kirk says, MLK was awful. He's not a good person. He said one good thing he actually didn't believe. And what he was criticizing Martin Luther King's broader legacy, claiming King's actions contradicted his famous rhetoric, which drew widespread condemnation from media and civil rights advocates. If you don't know a lot about MLK and you want us to do a show on that and the cover up of that, let us know in the chat. But the reaction from media outlets like Wired and Democrats figures condemn this as deeply disrespectful to the civil rights history. For example, in 2024, Wired wrote that Kirk's remarks cross a moral red line by denigrating. Thank you. I caught it. One of America's most revered civil rights leaders, Democratic Rep Jim Slyburn, told MSNBC that comparing Kirk's words to hypocrisy was a slander against the struggle for freedom and equality. Yeah, right. So
listening to it, I don't understand.
Yeah, please, because I got one more that's great, but go ahead. Because these are the things that get me. Like, yes, he may say things you don't agree with, but he's not lying.
No, he's not lying.
The problem is he's using common sense.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that people were trying to say that our universities weren't becoming liberal cesspools,
Mm-hmm.
that blows my mind. I mean, I taught at a Catholic university for 15 years during this decline, and even we were not allowed to celebrate our Christian religious holidays at a Catholic university.
That boggles my mind.
But Charlie's argument with college was not about the indoctrination necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying what we have all said.
Yes.
Why would you go spend $400,000 over 4 years for something that does nothing for you and you're just going to pay for it for the rest of your life?
Right.
Yeah.
And
why go into debt to basically get a useless degree?
Yeah.
That was his argument, is college is useless unless you're actually going into a field that you would absolutely have to have a doctor, lawyer, engineers, those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's better to go into the trades.
Mm-hmm.
We've all said it for 4 or 5 years. I mean,
Yeah,
he
right.
was saying it back in 2016.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that thought he had to go to college when I wasn't ready for it. Spent 2.5 years at a pretty good university, put myself into debt and realized that I should have just went into electrical way sooner. It took me a while after that because I felt like a failure because that's what they want you to believe. If you don't go to university, you're not smart.
Mm-hmm.
You're not smart. You are beneath them. And even if you got a degree from some community college, you're better than somebody who started his own business as a plumber because you went to college. Like this idea that we really, and the guy from Dirty Jobs says it, like we demonized or
The trades.
not the trades. Maybe not demonized, but we belittled it.
You look down on them even though they're
Yes.
making $200,000 a year owning a business,
Right.
which
Right.
all of
And
us
I think-
would love to be making. And
Mhm.
Charlie Kirk didn't go to college. Look what
No,
he did.
didn't. Right.
Mhm. I think I think part of that had to do with trying to keep people in debt.
Mhm.
And then it evolved over time into let's shuffle these people into the liberal indoctrination centers.
Well,
Yeah.
And
also,
get
too,
them- and get them caught.
secondary education became a business, not a profession.
Every time they would raise what the grants could be or what the Stafford loans would be, then the school would just raise the rates of their tuition to
Mhm.
match what the max loan you could get was.
Mm-hmm.
Then they raised the loans again.
Yep.
Then the school raises the tuition. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it
all a
was-
racket.
It is a racket. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. So one of the last ones I have is in 2025. So this year, at a Turning Points event, town hall. Kirk declared, "The Great Replacement is not a theory, it's a reality." So he was echoing the controversial idea that demographic change in the U.S. is orchestrated, which critiques say align with white nationalist rhetoric and sparked immediate attacks on Charlie. So what he was, trying to get through was this influx of people coming across our border who weren't just from Mexico or Central America or even South America. They were coming from countries that we are not allied with, military age men a lot of them. I mean, I think it was 11 million people over that 4 years. So some of the reactions were immigration scholar and Democrats criticized as echoing white nationalist talking points. For example, in 2025, Rep. Joaquin Castro told CNN that Kirk was mainstreaming a dangerous white nationalist conspiracy theory, while Professor Jason Stanley of Yale wrote on social media that Kirk's claim was a textbook example of extremist demographic panic rhetoric. We also have media voices like Matthew Dowd. He's been one of the most talking about Kirk, most divisive, constantly pushing hate speech and aimed at certain groups. This hate speech. Dowd was fired after saying this, but it shows how mainstream pundits painted Kirk negatively for years. The Guardian described Kirk as not shying away from bigotry, intolerance, exclusion, and stereotyping. Like, this is what they've been saying about this man for the last few years. And there's so many more that are even worse. I'm pretty sure I have more. I have more that I am going to bring up. But
on that last one, they're trying to hit him for talking about replacement theory, which Democrats all deny exists, while they will also have people like Don Lemon being like, yeah, well, minorities are going to outnumber the whites within 10 years, and that's a good thing. It's like, that's replacement theory. You're either bringing people in to replace or you're not.
Right.
And this whole idea that we're multicultural, no,
we're not.
It's not supposed to be. You can't have multiple cultures existing in a nation.
Right.
Oh, you assimilate to the
American culture.
What?
Yes,
Really? It's worked perfectly for the Middle East.
Yeah.
No, but it's one of those things where we are I'll even go as far as an Abrahamic country. Like, we do have a religious belief and morals that we follow, and we have no problem with people practicing other beliefs. But when you have people coming into this country now saying they want Sharia law, that's unconstitutional in my mind. You're taking people's rights with Sharia law.
It's also another reteaching of history, because 13 out of 13 colonies, when they went to do the Declaration of Independence, they all had their own individual charters, and every one of them required a statement of faith. It didn't have to be to the same branch of the religion, because you had Catholics, you had the Puritans, you had Anglicans, but almost every state was populated by a group of people that believed the same thing. And then when we brought the 13 colonies together, no, they didn't put a statement of faith into the Constitution. But what they did do was say that the government is not who gave you your rights. Your creator did. That's where they named us a faithful nation. They just said that the state is not allowed to establish a church or a religion.
That's it. Right.
But there is no separation of church and state.
No.
This country was always founded on Christianity. And to say it wasn't is just asinine at this point.
It is.
I mean, there were statements of faith in every constitution for every one of the colonies.
Yes. Yes. It's, again, Brahmi, we know this, but I don't know if everybody knows that. Like, the idea, because they push that idea. Oh, you can't have faith. They shouldn't be praying.
Separation of church and state.
The separation of church and state is only that they can't force a state-run religion.
Which is the most important reason why that exists.
Yes.
And that is the reason for it to exist.
Because they
escaped
the place where there was a state
Right.
sponsored church.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Absolutely, sir. And if it were not for the foundation of Judeo-Christian values in this country, we wouldn't have the ability to pray the way that we see fit.
Yeah. And-
And that is so very important.
Yeah, and I want to do a couple more of these because and they'll be quicker, but these people telling us, we gotta, take the temperature of the country, cool it down. He was, an important figure, blah, 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 but we need gun controls. These are some more. 2016. All right. It was a progressive commentator. I lost the person's name, but during the 2016 election cycle, some users compared Kirk to Nazi youth organizer in a viral tweet criticizing his Turning Point rallies. 2018, CNN, Simone Sanders, Democratic strategist, on air. Sanders referred to Kirk as part of the racist fringe exploiting young conservatives during a panel on youth politics. In 2019, MSNBC Jason Johnson, panelist. Johnson said Kirk was a dangerous white nationalist mouthpiece in a segment about campus politics and student organizations. 2020, Rolling Stones op-ed, a published opinion piece called Kirk America's Youth Nazi Whisperer, in a critique of turning points on campuses. In 2021, Democratic activists on Twitter, after Kirk's medical apartheid remarks, activist groups labeled him alt-right Nazi adjacent in coordinated social media posts. 2022, the Nation magazine a column argued Kirk was flirting with outright fascism in speeches about immigration and national identity. 2023, this is one of my favorite ones. In 2023, a rally who maybe I should get the quick little remark with Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez said about Kirk yesterday, but at a rally, AOC criticized Turning Point events as incubators of hate and proto-fascism, directly tying Kirk to that environment. In 2024, the Huffington Post column featured headlines reading Charlie Kirk, America's college fascist in chief, framing him as a central figure in campus authorities and rhetoric. So over the years, he has been demonized by lawmakers, by media outlets. They went as far as labeling him as a fascist or Nazi. So does this kind of language cross the line? I'm throwing that out there to you guys. If the description doesn't fit the actual person, these people have been calling us all Nazis. We know that, but when will it ever stop? Is this the point where it will stop? And people trying to say that they never said anything about him, like AOC, we have the receipts.
So this has been going on since the birth of politics. All right. It's just something that you do. You want to devalue, you want to smear, you want the target or the person that you're running against. This has always happened throughout politics. This is what goes on. But there's always a level of decorum, and I think in different ages. Today, in today's day and age, there is no backing up of these claims other than emotional reactivity. That is what people who have been calling him a Nazi, people who have been trying to demonize him, that's what they're looking for. They want to raise the emotion, get people hyped and angry by using a word, a buzzword that triggers that emotion so that they don't hear anything else. Mm-hmm. Without any explanation whatsoever as to why they are claiming that they're labeling that person what they are. It has nothing to do with backing up those claims. It has everything to do with smear campaigning the target, with devaluing that target in the eyes of others, and also at the same time, collectively making other people who are now hyper emotional feel safe and together and feel righteous because they're all attacking this person at once. And that is why people like Charlie Kirk were so dangerous to the radical left. Right. Because he came in with calm. He did not back down. He would use facts and statistics in order to back up what he was saying. And when it came to his faith, he was unapologetic and stood up and stood on his faith. His values were in direct contradiction to those of the radical left, which is lying and bullshit. That's all it is. It's really just a bunch of liars and a bunch of bullshitters.
And the way
Sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry, Walton. Finish
No,
up.
but when you have a group of people who live in their own bubble, who live in Delulu it's not about the truth, it's about their narrative. When they are confronted by someone who speaks truth, who asks for facts, who asks for conversation and debate, that person is the worst type of enemy, the worst, because he was trying to bridge a conversation between people. He wasn't out there demonizing others, he was just expressing his opinion. And to hyper emotional, emotionally unregulated grown toddlers who are spewing bullshit, that is kryptonite.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, the way Charlie looked at this was, if you're not getting this kind of reaction from the left, from your enemies, then you're not swinging hard enough.
Go, right.
Ben Shapiro actually said something very interesting this morning. Because he used to do all the college stuff. We all remember that. We've seen all the videos of, memeing Ben Shapiro owning the libs. But what he was saying is, back when he was doing it, his family would say, is this safe for you to be doing? And he would say, yes, we're just having a conversation on a college campus. I mean, the thing that everybody should take notice of is, at no point does a leftist have to cancel a college campus thing because there's going to be a protest that might turn violent.
Right.
But they do it to speakers on the right all the time. The violence is not coming from the people going to watch the speaker. It's from the left protesting that speaker. And they silence people by trying to tell them, you're not allowed to do this because you might rile up the wrong crowd. And the wrong crowd is always on the left. Crowder was also talking a little bit about when he used to do events. He would get all the permits, get everything ready to go, be set up in a place that he knew that he would be mostly secure, because you're never all secure.
Right.
But then when the protesters would show up, the school officials would come out and be like, yeah, you can't be here even though you've got the permit. You've got to go over to the sidewalk, where he's a sitting duck.
Yeah.
That's why Crowder doesn't do these things anymore.
Yep. I don't know. Real quick, the one you sent, Grant, is that the same as what Steven's talking about, that car chase?
Yeah, the one that I sent was apparently the car chase that they were watching that made them go woo and cheer and everything.
Oh, yeah. This isn't the same thing that Walton's talking about, though, right?
No, two different things.
Okay, so I'll play this. Give me the other clip, Walton, because that's about Charlie Kirk too, right? Or about Charlie Kirk. But this is give us what this is about, Grant.
Well, just as it was announced that Charlie Kirk had died, the people in the background were laughing and cheering and screaming yes, and then people were like, that's kind of a dick thing to do. And then went, oh no, they did an apology later saying no, they were watching a very exciting car chase at the time. It had nothing to do with, and that this is apparently the very exciting car chase that they were.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna
watching.
watch the car chase, and then we'll see what Steven puts in the private chat. I'll share that. All right.
Below, you can see it started in Temple City.
You guys can hear it, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has said Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News. He was shot in Utah at a college there. We've been talking about that throughout the afternoon here. You probably know that it has happened. But if you've seen the images, let's go to a special report with ABC News.
With us. The president saying Milan,
we're showing
So
you.
that was the car chase that they were watching and cheering.
One. Okay.
Yeah, the really exciting one.
Yes.
And that's what they were cheering about, not the fact that they just announced that President Trump said that Charlie Kirk was dead.
Man. And then, so let's take a look at that.
Screen.
Okay, share your screen. Okay, here we go.
Eastern. Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger when you get Trump in a second?
What did Trump say?
Yeah, who sent it?
So what did Trump?
But they were cheering about that lame ass, maybe like a freaking Subaru, or Passat fucking whatever it was.
Yeah, there was
that
so
rate.
much going on in that video to
Mhm.
cheer.
Jesus. Like you know what?
You
If
don't
have
hate the media enough.
right. It's one of these things where, you know, you got caught and you're going to lie because you guys have they cut off all their
Soul?
testicles. Yeah, no soul. No
Yeah.
soul because
Yeah.
they've lost some type of higher power in their life. And now the ideology is the higher power and the clickbait is their higher power. So take a snippet, you know, people still to this day believe that Trump said there's good people on both sides and he was talking about white nationalists. No, he was talking about the flag debate, the old General Lee flag. What is that one? The Confederate flag, sorry.
Right. The
And
Union Jack.
statues. You know, he was talking about there's good people on both sides that want to protect these things and people that have a belief that they need to get rid of them, you know, and that's what
I mean,
they attacked our
we should've-
history.
but we should just sort of let the Democrats tear down their own statues. You know,
Yeah.
we understand.
Well, my favorite one was a statue of Lincoln that freed slaves purchased with their own money to build, because Lincoln was something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like
or Christopher
they just want you.
Columbus because
Right.
of Indigenous People Day.
Yeah. You know, but you know, veterans get one day, and then we have a whole month in June. I just don't get it.
You sound like a bigot.
No, well, you know what it is? It's like, bitch, I am brave enough to wear these stilettos out in public, and you must see this. You know, it's just like, give me a break. Give me a
Yeah.
freaking break. There's no transgenocide in my belief.
Yeah.
The
It's a
idea that
mental
you guys,
illness.
it was up until, you know, a couple of years ago.
It is
and
still a mental freaking illness. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'll feel bad for people who genuinely have the
I've
dysphoria,
worked
but
with people. Yes.
But
Yeah,
either
I've worked
way,
with them.
the fact that we affirm it is the problem.
Mhm.
yes,
We need to bring back mental health. We need to maybe bring back asylums. But
Mhm.
you cannot keep doing this affirming bullshit.
yeah.
We're done with it. Affirming care is actual horrible treatment of people.
It is
with
harm, and
mental
we
health
see where
issues.
yes, and we see where it has led. We see that we are now have drag queens and conversations in elementary schools and adult conversations introduced to kids that shouldn't be there.
Right.
Operations and medicine and hormones injections that should not be available to children. We have legalized child abuse. That's where it's led. So let's
Mhm.
see. Let's look at the actual argument being given about affirming this mental illness. Where has that led to? It's led to child abuse. It's led to, in my opinion, making children more accessible to perverts.
It's led to grooming.
By introducing them to adult conversations and destroying their identity before they have a chance to create one.
And you know, it also hasn't helped. It hasn't helped the suicide rate of
No,
trans people.
No, it's
No, as a
the
matter of
same
fact,
or
it's-
higher once you've transitioned.
and as a matter of fact, it's taught them how to take rifles and unalive others. So it's actually becoming a problem beyond that statistic.
Yeah,
Yes.
and let's not fall, guys, people out there, because I've seen it a bunch in the last 24 hours that shot, you know, and it's kind of funny. They're like, no liberal can make that shot. The dude had a Mauser. He had a really great scope. I mean, a good scope for 200 meters, 200 yards. That is not far. If that thing was dialed in, yes. You know, the person
Guy could
was-
watch a
Well, it was. He
10-minute
double-ta-
YouTube
it
video
was-
to learn how to dial it
exactly.
in. He can go to a range, a 200-yard rifle range,
Mhm.
and practice that shot for 25, 30 minutes,
Yeah,
and then go take a shot. It's
I mean, yeah,
not that insane.
yeah.
unbelievable.
Sorry, Grant.
Oh no, I was just saying, like he's lying down. It's 200. It's 200 yards away.
Right.
There was no
No-
wind. Like,
Right. No one's bothering them. They're not being rushed. Unlike the kid who shot President Trump. That one still blows my mind. We don't know everything about that kid because shit, that kid stood up, turned the gun on a officer. The officer jumped, turned back, and took the shot. And if Trump didn't move, we would have had
allegedly.
Yeah, right. right. The kid had no utensils, but whatever. Yeah, sure.
But we can't open his phone.
Right.
Maybe you shouldn't have incinerated the body within like 24 hours.
And took the hose to the blood even. Like it was
Yeah.
There's something, you know, and people say, oh, conspiracy theorists, but there is something to it. There is something to this idea that, like, why did you wash away evidence that fast? Why did you not have an eye on that roof? Because it was too slanted for someone to get up on? Like, that is what's crazy. At this campus, why wasn't there more protection from the campus itself? Because you were in a nice area? This man is putting his life on the line. There has been threats. There has been people that have tried to kill him before, you know, and you don't have
Right.
better security.
But campus security, the local police, and his 6-man security team,
Yeah.
they have said the 6-man security team was coordinating everything with both of the campus police and the actual police department. So I don't know that it's that.
Okay.
It's that it only takes one time to get through.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
It's freaking sad.
Yes,
You can
sir.
have it right every other time, and one person slips through, gets a shot off, and it's over.
Right.
Has the FBI caught the suspected shooter? I know they
No,
had a suspect.
Not unless they
person of
have
interest.
within the last 30 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a picture of the suspect.
Yeah,
Scott,
we
if you
should
wanna share that, great.
put it up if you
We
have
have
it.
the picture of a
Yeah.
person of interest.
The
Person
person
of
of
What
interest.
they have
yes,
labeled
yes.
him.
Possible assassin. This is the possible assassin. This is from the picture of him. I think it was on campus, and a picture from his YouTube channel. I mean, his TikTok
The
channel.
one on the right is an AI
One on
generated
the,
image.
it's AI.
Oh, is that
It's
AI?
AI.
That's
Son of
why
a
it looks
bitch.
so
I
much
got
like the
caught.
person
I'm
who was
glad you
making
got
a post
caught.
on Twitter the day
They
before.
got me. Thank you for calling that out because I didn't know. Thank
So
you.
the dude with glasses is real though. That's the real one.
The dude with
I have.
glasses, it is a picture that has been enhanced by AI. The actual picture is much grainier and doesn't have details on the face. So
Okay.
there is a picture that they released. It is not this one because this one has changed features using AI.
Okay.
The picture on the left
The
is
guy,
a
the guy's
person who
wearing a disabled vet shirt as well.
Yeah, the picture on the left is the person who had posted the day before Charlie went to campus. I believe that's who this is, who had said that he really
Yes.
hopes somebody evaporates Charlie Kirk and something
Yes.
big will be happening tomorrow.
I did see a text from the yeah, okay, that was the one, Omar or something.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's who we've narrowed down to is the owner of that account. I'm not sure.
Thank
That's
you, brother.
alleged.
Mhm. Unbelievable what I don't know, man. It's just a non-public holding person. Like Grant, what Grant said has been like I've been bouncing it around in my head, because we are seeing from other countries that we are like this violent, but that's what what the media wants us to see, that we're violent. They want us to see like, everybody who walks out their door, has a gun in their hand and ready to shoot. It's like, I don't know, man. It's the media and the lawmakers I believe, should be held accountable, at least if not, legally, but in the court of public opinion for the death of this man. You know what I mean? Like they've said just horrible things about
They've
him.
stoked the flames.
Yes.
It's just like when President Biden gave the red speech,
Mhm. Right.
calling everybody on MAGA fascist.
Right. Now, didn't they during was it they planned on it, or did they put white Christian males as part of like the terror watch list or some shit like that? I can't remember exactly what they did during his
They had
presidency.
labeled people domestic terrorists who would go, like the Loudoun County school board hearing.
Mhm.
They labeled people who would go and argue against trans being in the bathrooms and stuff, domestic terrorists. So that was all. What was his name? The head of the DOJ during Biden's time. It's not Mayorkas. It was the guy who we didn't let become a Supreme Court justice.
Oh shit!
Dang,
I
I
don't.
can't remember his name.
I'm blanking either. Somebody in the chat will remind us. Yeah, we can't forget what they have done. This cool down shit. They need to be held accountable. They need to be voted out. We need people that are actual Democrats that have faith, that believe in this country, and not the squad where you have one of the squad members, married her brother so he can come into this country and hates America. Like, how do you have these people in Congress? Like, wake up and look at who you're real. But AOC,
Merrick Garland.
Yeah, Merrick Garland. That's right. The AOC, she was really, really cool. And, like she was a bartender. It's like, shut the frig up, people.
Well, going back to replacement theory, look at Minnesota.
Mhm.
They put how many Somalians in there? Somalian refugees. Suddenly, all we're electing is Somalians and Islamists out of Minnesota.
Right.
And how well is that state doing? Not very.
Look at London. Same
so,
thing.
Yes,
Tina,
it is an invasion.
Tina, what did you put here?
Oh, sorry. The Twitter link is to the actual photograph
Picture
that hasn't been enhanced.
Okay.
That was
Thank you.
submitted to the FBI. And then also Kash Patel will be holding a conference at 7:30 Mountain Time today with Utah's governor and
So
other
in 2
law
minutes.
enforcement officials.
Really?
2 minutes from now.
Oh, maybe we'll share that.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't do that time zone math. Thank you.
I'm in mountains, so it's easy.
Yeah, there you go. All
Ah.
right. Grant, this was pretty good. You found this on X. So 2008.
Yeah.
My fellow liberals on the left, this person just a little bit to the left of center, and then conservatives. 2012, the center is getting closer to that person, and that person's questioning their fellow liberals. Now in 2021, the center has passed this person to them being put on the right, and woke progressive calling that person a freaking bigot. And then the final one, 2025, the woke progressive bigot with in the prone position. And the center has even gone farther. And it might not be legit, but it's close enough to how I feel like, and I think Walton too, how it's gone.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Most people don't leave the left leaves them. I've always been conservative.
Yeah. That's the way I look at it. Like my
grew
views
up a
haven't
Rush
really
baby.
changed over the past 20 years, but now I'm gone from a diehard liberal to an alt-right person without
I
changing a single belief.
I was one of only two registered Republican voters in my Chicago district, and there was a reason why ours was the only block in the neighborhood that never got plowed during winter.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I like what you said. The left leaves them. That's basically what happened to me. That's the progression got more radical and radical to the point where it was like I don't identify with these people. I don't identify with them.
I mean, JFK would not be a Democrat today.
No.
With his beliefs at that time.
Not even
Shit,
close.
George
Hell, half
Carlin
the
would be a
people wouldn't
radical.
be Democrats with the beliefs that they had in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. All right, so where can we find that?
I got to get going because I got to try
Brahma,
to eat
you rock,
before
dude.
comics. So
All right, tell comics I
Hey,
said
man.
hello.
it's good to
Take
catch
care,
up
man.
with you guys, though.
Yeah, dude,
sad,
it's always good.
Sad
It's
reason, but all right. Later,
Thank you,
everybody.
Brahma.
Hey, buddy.
Guys, make sure you guys follow Brahma on the socials and on his Rumble and YouTube. One of the good ones. Brahma knows what he's talking about, and respect, bro. Respect. So should we watch some of that, or what do you guys
If you
think?
want to.
All right,
I'm cool. I'm down.
all right.
I've got to go to the
It'd be
bathroom.
interesting to see
Yeah.
Kash Patel actually do his job for once. That'd be nice.
That
Well,
that
yeah,
time
there
of
would be
road,
that. Thank you, Soul Assassin, for sharing Brahma's link and
There it is.
for wrenching the hell out of the chat today.
Yeah, Soul. I always feel better when you're in the chat, man. So thank you very much. Turn to Christ, please, before it's too late. Super sci-fi. I back your belief there. I'm not the type of person that tells others, I try to show with my actions. I think that's why I've gotten Walton a little farther to the Christian side. I really do. Maybe I'm wrong in this as a, and I'm a sinner. I am not a very good Christian. I was raised by
What? No
Protestant.
way, not you.
I know it's crazy, right? But I always was told, show with your actions, because I grew up in a church that was very it was in America. It was in 1634 our church was founded. So it's like one of the older ones, and it was Congregationalist. And the shit talking these people did about even the youth, like on Sunday they were, oh, we're great, but like they just weren't good Christians, and they were the ones that told you what you should believe. So I like what Super Sci-Fi said. It's just that's your belief. Turn to Christ. We have people we know on YouTube and stuff that get really aggressive with that. I think I like to show people with my actions. I'm not very good at it though.
Yeah, I have to admit that, things like yesterday, make me want to go back to church. But as I call myself a recovering Catholic,
Right.
it's becoming harder and harder. So
Well, go to
Sorry,
temple
my wife
instead.
just got home, so keep talking.
So and we love our tree hugging Walton. So if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't learn all the cool witchy things.
Or what a narcissist is.
That's a good one too. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Sorry about that, guys.
So where's this Patel thing supposed to be on?
Yeah, was it?
I don't know. I can't seem to see anything about it.
Yeah, and I just like to thank everybody for being here in the chat, watching either on Rumble, X, or YouTube. I appreciate the support, but I am definitely not going to hide how I feel anymore about what's going on in my country. So I hope that doesn't turn you away. I'm open to disagreeing and discord in the chat. It might get a little heated, but whatever. I still like people sometimes. I'll respect people. I mean, Walton and I never saw eye to eye at the beginning. Lex Luthor was the narcissist. Yeah.
I was holding my penis when Grant said narcissist, and I got an erection.
Yeah, and sci-fi. I don't believe you're forcing anyone at all. Walton.
Don't worry, Water. I'm doing it now myself.
Okay. Link. Oh, I think he means.
Yeah, I'm looking for the link, but I haven't
Soul
seen
found it.
anything posted yet.
Nope,
Oh,
Soul's got it.
thank you, Soul.
Thank you, Soul.
Well, it's actually the surprise witness. All right, so where are we going to find this actual? Okay, I don't want to watch this person stream. All right, because they have way more people watching, and that's bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am watching
No.
somebody else better than me.
we're very informative, good-looking, important people.
Let's see. We will find it.
All right, I believe you. Soul's got it.
So I'll put it in the Aluminum Spork private chat.
Yeah, I'm in there,
on Twitter.
and it's not going to what a conference. It's going to some woman talking about the conference or the thing. So where is she watching?
We don't want to hear a woman.
I think it's the
Well,
AP.
you guys are looking for videos. Here's some interesting things that have came about today. They did recover the rifle, and also Trump has announced his plans to posthumously award Charlie a Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Okay, that's I mean, he fought for what he believed in. It's the highest honor a non-military person can get, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, George Soros has one.
All right, here we go. All right, I found the one without the lady. Okay, I'll share this right now. Thanks again for everybody watching. Putting up with us. There we go. Boom. Wait a minute, is this live? Or was this?
It's not live.
No, this is the other one.
Okay, is everybody ready for that spelling? FBI.
Well, Cash Patel looks different.
Federal agent in charge, Robert Cole.
She's kind of good looking.
Robert. Last name DOHLS.
Oh yeah, this
And
ain't live, huh?
reporting to the Department
Sorry,
of
guys.
Public Safety, we have Commissioner
But
Bo
I
Mason, BEAU.
good for her. Okay, I
Tap
bet.
cash.
The new link. All right, he sent a new link.
By the way, thank you guys for being here. Please smash the like, share out the link, and thank you. Scott got me out of
Places
hiding
like
again.
Louisville have dedicated over 2,000 hours alone to assisting DHS,
Back it up.
conducting over 100 arrests. And so it's operations like that that I can go on that we can do if we have the manpower to do it. And I believe we'll get there.
In your plan to move positions from Washington, D.C. to field offices,
Oh, this
totally in the country, how many
is this about Charlie Kirk, or is it just
changes
him
will you
talking
see?
about?
locations?
Every single state gets a plus up, Mr. Chairman. We have 55 field offices, a little over 300 resident agencies covering down in some large swaths of geography, like the Dakotas and Montana and Idaho region, which don't themselves have a special agent in charge. But covering down on this plus up allows us not to just send agents and intel analysts to our field offices, but our resident agencies as well.
It's just him
which cover
trying
down on this
to.
geography
I don't know.
to include tribal lands. I just met with the leaders of every tribal community in the country here in Washington, D.C.
I know, every time I hear him talk now, I just think this guy's full of shit. I don't believe a word that comes out of his
Tough,
fucking
dude.
mouth.
It's so tough. It's hard for me too, man. It really is.
Him and Bongino and everything, biggest fucking downgrade of characters I've ever seen.
Bongino, I feel less about, because you could tell he was like, "Fuck it, I'm quitting. If they don't get rid of Bondi, if something doesn't change." But Cash just
See, I know that it upsets me the same with Dan Bongino. I was a huge fan of his. And when I heard rumors that he basically told Bondi F you when he was quitting, and then it's been crickets since then. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. We want to hold these people accountable, you know. Let's see the AP. This might be a different one. FBI agents. Okay, so this is live. I feel like it's the same freaking thing I just had. Yeah, check mic 212. It's the same damn thing. But it's
well,
live.
it could be. I mean, before they start a news conference, they do usually have a media person come out and
just a little
spell the
different.
names of everyone who's going to speak and that kind of thing. So
This one is a little different. Love to see what these people are saying in the chat too. A lot of Nick Fuentes remarks in the chat over here at this. They have how many people? 16,000.
Were you still waiting for them to speak?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I have it a little. Yeah, so we'll come back to it if we keep going. Yeah, any final thoughts on it's still early. We don't really know, hopefully they catch this son of a bitch soon. And we find out what they're, because one thing I do have to say is we don't know why this person did it. We have a good idea, but we don't really know. And I would like to.
What are the chances of the CIA up?
Well, things like that. I think about shit like that. That's why it's Aluminum Spork.
Well, the CIA operating against the interest of the people? That doesn't sound right.
I think the engraved casings for me kind of made it sound like this is a setup.
That's what I said to
I
a
mean,
buddy.
because how many people? Yeah, I mean, how many people plan on committing an assassination like that and take the time to carve up their ammo?
Yeah, well, it depends on how much they hate sometimes too. But
well, so you don't really want to risk the integrity of the shell because that could easily explode with a high-powered enough rifle.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I missed
but
that part.
after what happened at the Catholic school shooting, I'm just if they find shells with engravings on them, it just sounds like it kind of sounds like it would be enough, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Could be CIA just trying to destabilize, just trying to create a narrative. Um, I've heard a couple different things, a couple different conspiracy theories about it so far, but I'm waiting to see who gets caught and the evidence presented.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
But
point.
at the end of the day, like let's just even say that maybe it was like somebody who was hired by Mossad, the CIA, or whatever. The reactions that we are seeing publicly from leftists, the ones that are celebrating, not all, thank God. I've seen a couple that were, that were remorseful, thank God. But the ones that are radical, the way they're celebrating, making TikToks and making happy videos, and the amount of likes that they are getting and comments of support in this murder, this assassination, that is what's really troubling to me. That is, like, there are a lot better people in history. I want to say better. There are a lot better examples of evil people in history getting blown away or leaving this world that you could use to, if you wanted to celebrate someone's demise.
Right.
Charlie Kirk is not one of them. There is nothing about that man that I would consider evil. There's nothing he said or did, in my opinion, that would classify him amongst the ranks of those you would celebrate being killed. I just don't get it. I think it's just mental illness for people to react in a celebratory manner.
They were going to shoot a conservative, male speaker, he's not the first one I would have thought of.
No.
Yes,
No.
but he is the one that
Who's the first
I
person
should
you
have.
shoot?
You're not going to get me this time. But, like the idea that they took out somebody who was so bright with the youth of America, teaching young men that they can stand up and be proud that they're men. We spent 10 years telling boys they're not allowed to be frustrated, upset. They can't be at all aggressive. Like, hell no, dude. That is ridiculous. It's bad enough we sit kids in school for 8 hours and tell them not to move. It's not conducive to learning, but that's what we do. But he's not one of the most polarizing personally for me.
Not for
Andrew
that.
Tate is more polarizing,
Not for that level of aggression. There's just no. Like I said, I didn't agree with everything the man said. There were videos where I was like, all right, I don't want to listen to you, Charlie. And I would like scroll on. But the majority of his talking points, solid, common sense, and also loving, toward others. Like he really did approach with. He wasn't trying to demoralize the person he was debating with.
Right.
He was. It was almost like standing up for his own values, pointing out what's wrong about what he believes is wrong about what this person is saying, and doing it with love. And that's what I respected the most, man. Like that to me is the most Christian thing about it.
Yeah. You just said something how did you just start that? You said something about I completely had something to say. How did you
I'm sorry, brother. I didn't agree with everything that he said.
No, it was before that. But it is one of those
Something
things.
about narcissists, I think.
I'm tired today. I'm sorry. My brain's not working very well. They show and I don't know if this is a political play or what, but I don't care if it is. I actually don't care. It's a good thing to see. So here we go. Hold on. Let me blow this up. So they're removing Charlie's body. They're putting it on an airplane, and I'll just play this. That's the Vice President of the United States right there carrying going with his body.
Mm.
That's our vice president. I don't care if it's a photo op or not. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's definitely a photo op. He's in front.
Fine.
So
I'll take it. I'd rather see that. Someone who's trying to show us they care.
Instead of looking at his watch, will they
Right.
unload caskets?
Yes. Yeah. Like a president once did. Yeah. I mean, that's
his wife and Charlie's wife were holding hands as they were walking down off Air Force 2. She was consoling her. So
really.
yeah.
Oh man.
Because they've already arrived. So
both hot wives. Yeah, it's just so sad, man. As our nation mourns Blackburn, a rogue Secret Service agent posted on Facebook. Oh, wait a minute. Let's blow this up. Senator Marsha Blackburn. She says, as our nation mourns the devastating loss of Charlie Kirk, a rogue Secret Service agent posted on Facebook suggesting that he deserved to be murdered. I am calling for the agent's immediate termination. It's time to root out the rot in the Secret Service. Wow.
Whoa.
How can you work for the Secret Service and hope someone is assassinated?
Yeah, that's messed up. Let's see, where is it? The Secret Service agent stated on social media, if you are mourning blank this guy, blank delete me. He spewed hate and racism on his show. What show? Wow. And
that person is in the Secret Service guarding our president.
And the guy went, this guy.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. It could be a woman.
It might be a woman. You moved on to, he also said, or she, because she only says this agent, you can't circumvent karma. Blank, she doesn't blank leave. Yeah, they're celebrating. Like, dude, you're right. You're protecting our freaking president who tight with Charlie Kirk. So what's that say if there's a shooter? Will you put your life on the line for this man? No.
Absolutely not.
Unbelievable, man. That is
a person with mental health problems that should not be in that position.
That's terrifying, dude. Not even mental health problems. That's just somebody who
is mentally ill, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see where maybe, but like this is just a person who has no heart. Like, you have no heart because you believe. I bet you that person never watched Charlie speak. Just like little clips of people putting together of Charlie. You know what I mean? Like, that's how a lot of these people get their news. They get it from only one source. It's, that toolbox kid that is a Democrat on TikTok. Can't stand that kid. People like him would defend this. Oh man. Sucks. All right, let me check this live update. Okay, people are finally coming out. All right, let me I'll just do this. I'll cut and paste because I'm old school.
Do the thing.
I'm gonna do the thing, dude. All right. Volume.
He looks like he's just wandered onto the stage. Like, he does not look like he belongs
Hi, everybody.
there.
Thank you for being here today. My name is Hillary Kellner. I am the Communications Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety.
What's up, Hillary?
This evening, we have FBI Director Patel, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, Governor Spencer Cox, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, and Commissioner Anderson, as well as Commissioner Bo Mason, as well as some local partners here present with us today. Governor, we'll kick it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight. We appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect. as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. So we're going to cue up the video right now, show that. I've asked Commissioner Bo Mason if he would narrate to you what is happening in this video.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was chromed out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see that the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
Did he hurt his leg on the way down?
I
To
mean,
note his black T-shirt, his black pants,
oh God, they said black.
and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for.
He came down on the gun.
The stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
There's no.
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence.
That's why you just stop it there.
You want to go to the stills? So here's the still photographs. I mentioned these have been enhanced. So these are slightly different than what we introduced earlier. Please pay close attention to the T-shirt. Like I said, very distinctive with that American flag and that eagle. The hat with the triangle.
I believe is white.
Sunglasses. You go to the next picture, please. The backpack as well. All identifying features that we're hoping the public can help us identify and lead us to this suspect. Next picture. And again, there's a better picture of the hat with that triangle logo, and again, the T-shirt.
And the guy's not wearing gloves.
Get a good look at those Converse tennis shoes as well. We have pushed these out. We'll continue to push these out, and we just ask for the public's cooperation through the public. The tips that have been coming in are what are giving us our next leads and enabling us to continue to further this investigation. We've had great cooperation from the public, and we're continuing to ask for that as we move.
What gets me is the like this. I don't know. In Utah, it must be different, but where I live, man, if you did something 10 miles away, 30, 50 miles away, they can follow you with cameras all the way. You know what I mean? Like they would have a lot of information on you really quick. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy that they don't have more.
Move forward. Thank you, and I'll turn time back over to Governor Cox.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Mason. I want to thank Director Patel and his team. It's great to have them on the ground with us tonight. We've had several briefings, and he's had an opportunity to walk the crime scene. We appreciate our local law enforcement.
I gotta head off,
here.
buddy.
Again, we have Mike Smith.
Thank you for being here,
who
bud.
Is the county
Catch
sheriff
you later.
here? We have
Love you, man.
all of our
Thanks.
local chiefs of police that are here as well, all working hand in hand with the state and with the FBI as we move forward with this investigation.
Real quick, thank you to everybody who's been sticking around. There's been a solid group of you. We had a lot of people go through X, so if you're watching on X, thank you. Yeah, sad time in 2025. What a rough week we've had. You know, that poor girl, which, you know, Charlie Kirk was way famous. So I could tell, you know, that would definitely be higher on the media outlets, but we can't forget her either because they want to sweep that one under the rug. You know, they want to sweep that this
Yeah.
white girl doing nothing wrong was murdered by a black man. And they don't want us to say that. They don't want us to focus on
No,
that.
absolutely not. Because he was a criminal 14 times over, and the magistrates who let him go didn't even go to law school.
Where did it happen? What city, state? Where was it?
North Carolina. I cannot recall the state or the city he's at.
Now, just give you a little warning. We will not be taking any questions at this time. We're giving you the latest information we have, being as transparent with
Democrat
everything
or
we have.
Denver.
But I do want to share a couple things that I think are important. We cannot do our job without the public's help right now. The public has answered our call for action. So far, we've received more than 7,000 leads and tips. I would just note that the FBI hasn't received this many digital media tips from the public since the Boston Marathon bombing. This case also highlights the dedication of our law enforcement community. We have 20 federal, state, and local law enforcement partners that are working shoulder to shoulder to find the person who committed this horrific crime. With their support, we've completed nearly 200 interviews. As you're aware, as has already been reported, the FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of the person responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. We also continue to implore the public to support this investigation and come forward with any information. We are truly hopeful that this video and new photos will lead to even more tips. We are processing. We have an incredible team, a state and federal team working together to process those tips. We're going out in tandem to interview any potential person of interest or suspects. But we need, again, we need as much help as we can possibly get. Any videos or photos that you might have, the public should be submitted to our digital media tip.
All right, they're not giving us a lot, but I want to show something else. Who said he hurt his leg for the shooter when he fell, or let go. Well, TMZ did just, because they have a lot to make up for. TMZ just, and this is from X, and it is Clown World is doing a great job covering this. But this is the guy walking. He definitely now has a limp.
Yeah.
It's in North Carolina, like you said. Where's he going? Let's see. Like this is what I meant. Like there's Ring cameras everywhere. There's this, that. How does this person get away? I almost feel like, we need to learn, is this someone that was local? I don't know. I said North Carolina. I meant Utah.
Yeah.
Yep, there he is. Like that's terrifying. He's walking through just a suburban area,
and just seemingly so calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's not running, drawing attention to himself.
Pretty smart.
You think that there'd be an adrenaline rush or something that.
Now,
it's
night,
professional. It gives off the feeling of a professional.
Let me ask Lily. Lily asks, any thoughts on the guys behind Charlie exposing hand signals? I don't have the video of that. If someone can find it, because I've heard this multiple times that one of the guys standing behind him had his phone towards where the shooter was, like aimed at him, and did like something and then turned the camera. Like I don't understand what people were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. North Carolina was the Ukrainian lady, but this is where the left, it sickens me. Like, so I don't know if the reports are true, because they reported one of the head leaders of Black Lives Matter came to the vigil for Charlie Kirk last night. I don't know if that's true, but this guy was riding his bike screaming, F Charlie Kirk. And that's loud. Sorry. Now, Let's just back that up just a hair.
Okay. According to AI counter security procedures, some observers complain the men were part of Kirk's security detail and the gesture were standard movements for communicating with other security personnel. One report citing an unarmed law enforcement officer suggested the gestures were deliberate but related to the security procedures.
That I can understand. But yeah, this dude, you drive through this thinking you're gonna be fine because conservatives don't react, and they need to wake up. Like, we're not gonna sit there and take it anymore.
That's pretty brazen.
Yep. And people do try to break it up, but I would be doing the same thing. I think I would lose it.
Yeah, me too. I'd have gone for the throat.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely stomped this dude. I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Oh no, not the American flag stompers. Oh no. He's asking people to back up with the American flag. Thank God. And you hear a lot of people telling him to get off him. That's conservative. If this was the left, it would have been the guy would have been ripped apart if he was conservative.
Absolutely.
They let him get up.
Scott would have been there saying calm down and pulling me off from shoving that American flag up his ass.
Yeah. Now let's see what this guy yells when he stands up. Yeah, that's Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. No mercy. No mercy. I'm sorry. I got this is where I'm different than my conservative friends. No mercy. No, that dude is ignorant as fuck. He does not care. He is a complete piece of shit. You do not have mercy on evil. You do not relent. You do not back off. They will not back off on you. They will not stop with you. They would definitely have stomped you, gotten a collective of their freaking little shithead grown toddlers and stomped your mud hole into you. They absolutely would have gone to your house and freaking harassed you. They absolutely would have doxed you. They absolutely would have, without any care, come after you. No mercy. We do not train to be merciful at Dragonstorm. You stomp a mud shithole in that ass. You stomp him so hard there ain't no way his dumb ass could even ride a bike, let alone say a goddamn 3 words. That's how you treat them. That's how you do these motherfuckers. There is no line. There is no decency. They have no decency. Stop.
Let me clarify something with what you're saying.
Children. We need to spell them. Fuck these children. Fuck these grown toddlers.
Right, because people come at you. Oh, you're preaching violence.
I don't give a shit. Let them. I'm preaching. Yeah, I'm preaching. You fuck them up. No mercy.
What's to say that guy didn't have something? Why would you allow yourself not to get injured? No, you have to defend yourself, and if that is with violence, then it has to be with violence.
And that's the difference between Scotty and I. I appreciate you being the level head here. That's why I'm saying you would have been the guy telling me not to shove that up his ass.
Yeah. This guy is a piece of shit. And he waited for the cops to go up.
Yeah, screw him. Guys, there's a lot of us. There's got to be some of us out here that understand what I'm saying. All right? No more mercy. No more.
No. If you have the cojones to come into a group like that, there's a chance you might be armed. So they have a right to defend themselves.
The brazen attitude of somebody who is so full of themselves, who is so in love with evil, with darkness, who is such a piece of shit that they'll go to a crowd of people mourning and go to F Charlie Kirk, F somebody who just died without any care whatsoever for the children, for the wife, for anyone else affected by that incident, doesn't even care. Using mourning as a weapon in order to hurt someone else, that person is evil. They deserve no mercy. You stomp a mud shithole in the ass.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done being nice about this.
Right. And I think it was Grant who said something about this, but I agree with you, Lindsay, the cynical geek. How are you doing? Check out the channel. Cancel culture. It's not what we would do is not cancel culture. It is if you are in a position of authority and you are using these crazy leftist views and you are treating people or trying to train our children to act like you, then yes, you should be fired. I'm not going to dox you like cancel culture did. I'm not going to, try to take away everything from you. but you will not have that job. You will not be in
Should
charge
not.
of taking care of our children. No. No more Mr. Nice
No
Guy.
more Mr. Nice Guy, John. That's what I'm saying.
No
Listen, guys,
more.
I'm not saying kill him.
He's no more.
I'm not saying kill him, guys. I'm just saying wound. All right. Why can't we just wound them?
Sorry about that. Wound. We got to get our
Why
point
can't we
across,
just
right?
wound them? You know, like,
Yeah.
yeah, just put them out of the circuit for a little bit. Maybe they'll, eat some freaking asparagus and some greens and like get stop watching CNN for a minute.
Yep. This is what I tell people all the time. We do have freedom of speech, but there are consequences to what you say. So they need to
Yes.
remember that.
If they push people out of spaces where we can communally speak together, they
Mhm.
go after you if you have a different point of view. There is no communicating with some of not all leftists, but the radical ones. There's no communicating. They don't want communication. They
Right.
don't want understanding.
No,
they want to
spectacle.
harass you.
Yeah.
They want to devalue you. No mercy. When you encounter evil, you don't stand there and let that motherfucker punch you.
No.
You fight back.
I ain't showing no cheek. And that's very true. The idea that we need to allow, like, that's how the summer of love happened during COVID.
Yes.
That's why Black Lives Matter protesters caused billions of dollars in damages, killed people, made people disabled and got away with it. When you have a government that backs them saying, we can't go to church because of social distancing, even outside churches weren't allowed, but they were allowed to have these mobs.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you were meant to worship the fear, Scott. All right. The devil wants you to live in a low, horrible state, low sadness, depression, anger.
Yep.
You had to worship the fear, worship the fear porn that the media was showing you. Go to the mobs and express your anger and frustration that they're intentionally pensing up on you. Be afraid of the mob. It's all about fear.
Right.
That is how anyone who works with darkness moves.
And
That is how the left has been.
The guy before that at a vigil for a young man murdered, screaming F him. Now, reverse that. There's a vigil for somebody on the Democratic side, commentator, and you're just there with a MAGA hat. They would have stomped you to death. I believe that. All right, so I want to show a couple people that woke up because of this.
Hey, Democrats, man, y'all cooked, bro. I'm talking about, man, I be looking at my news feeds, man. I posted that shit about black and white conservatives coming together. Man, I had Asians coming in that thing, Latinos coming in that thing. I even think I seen like an Armenian American. Blur. Listen, man, cooked, y'all cooked, extra crispy, no batter. Y'all might want to just start all the way over. Like, just go ahead and sit out for these little 20 years. Let the people get back, back where they want to be, and forget that y'all snakes, and then y'all try to sneak back in. But as of right now, the Latino community, Asian community, black community, white community, fucking Armenian community. Dog, I done had Filipino Americans in my inbox telling me they with it too. It's over. Man,
Nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
Now, we had some people that may have converted because of this.
I've been dreading making this video because I know I'm going to get hate comments, especially from the left, and nobody likes hate comments online. I used to proudly call myself a liberal. I still believe in equality, healthcare access, LGBT
So did I, honey.
rights, definitely science and social programs. But I've grown really tired of the performance, the fear-mongering, and the refusal to have real conversations. I don't want to be here to scream or cancel or shame somebody into agreeing with me. I believe that we need to listen to each other even when we disagree, because change doesn't happen in an echo chamber. I'm not switching sides. I'd say I'm stepping out of the label. I'm an independent, logic-based thinker who's done letting political parties define my humanity. I'm
Amen.
still progressive, but I care more about the truth than tribalism. You can fight for justice without losing your critical thinking. If you want to argue, go talk to somebody else. But if you're ready to listen, then I'm all ears. Not everything needs to be red versus blue. Like, for example, here's some things that I know we can agree on. Our healthcare is broken. You shouldn't go bankrupt just because you got sick in
Right.
red or blue states. Big corporations, for example, have too much power. They lobby both parties, and working people end up paying the price.
Yep.
Veterans and the elderly deserve better care, period. No excuses. Mental health matters. It's not
She's a
woke
radical.
to want trauma support, for example, especially for
Right.
kids and veterans.
Must be a
The middle
radical.
class is being squeezed by inflation, housing costs, and endless debt, which is just not sustainable. We need civil liberties. Your right to speak, worship, protest, own property, and make personal choices. I think another thing that we could agree on is that we both need to protect democracy, which means fair elections, checks and balances, and yes, accountability for every party. And this is the one that's going to piss you liberals and you Democrats and anybody on the left off. Nobody should be hated for how they voted. Basically, what I mean by that is no one should be sliced for asking questions. I'm not here to hate conservatives. I'm definitely not fucking here to blindly follow liberals. I'm here because I want to bridge the gap and speak truth and hopefully make this country less divided and a hell of a
Wow.
lot smarter. And if that makes me hard to categorize, then good. I just
Yeah, that almost brings a tear to my eye, bro, because
Yeah,
that's
man.
kind of what Charlie was trying to do, man.
Yep.
Holy shit.
So
Yeah.
I just saw one too. Let me see if I can find it in this section.
Oh, the question you were asking earlier about how they didn't have video surveillance of the shooter.
Mhm.
I was asked my wife, she's from Utah. She said they don't have any CCTV. They don't have
Yeah.
that like they do in
Okay. Oh man, I just saw one of Zach's posts. That girl was bleeding out on the train, and the dude was just sitting there videotaping it. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's the world we live in.
Around her.
Yeah,
Just sitting around her.
nobody offered. Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
offered to do first aid. It just
Unbelievable, man.
She's just bleeding out and dying.
And
Because white lives don't matter.
So, and then you have someone like Stephen King who tweeted out, retweeted a Jesse Walters one here. Let me just put that up. I'll copy and paste this. Like, we have to call these people out. I don't care who they are.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
unbelievable. Like, okay, here. Charlie Kirk was not a controversial or polarizing man. Charlie was a patriot. This is the turning point, needs to turn in the right direction. Rest in peace. Stephen King responds, he advocated stoning gays to death. Just saying.
What?
I'm going to search and see if that was ever something he said.
Yeah,
Because,
I'd like to.
yeah.
I'd like to stone Stephen King. Okay.
Talk about a guy who should have stayed on drugs. Charlie Kirk
Stayed on drugs and wrote about kids having group sex. Yeah, that's what he should have done.
Right. I mean, if he wasn't a prolific author, that dude looks like a creeper. You should stone gays to death. I cannot see him ever saying that. I'm sorry. That's unbelievable.
What he's I think what he's saying is that because is there a passage in the Bible, I believe, about stoning gays?
No, well, there's a passage about there probably is. I mean, they talk a lot about like a corporal punishment system in the Old Testament, but
right. So when they bring up
Jesus,
the Bronze Age,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. When people attack Christians, they bring up the Bronze Age. You know,
Right.
when the rules are a little different.
A little different, right? So,
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk has. All right, this is, AI, which I always think AI is leaning left, anyways. But it says, no, Charlie Kirk has never said that gay people should be stoned to death. There is no evidence in his public statements, speeches, social media, or public work that he has ever endorsed or advocated for such an idea. In fact, making sure your live stream script is correct and commentary remaining accurate. They gave me a couple points. Let's see. Make sure we verify quotes, unverified. Okay, so verified quote, things Kirk actually said. Like, okay, that makes sense. We should verify those unverifiable ones or false claims circulating online, like the stoning gays claim. So there is no place where he has said that. And Stephen King.
And if anything, I don't remember exact quotes from him, but I do remember.
Okay,
Go
I
ahead.
found it. I found it here. Okay.
Thank you.
In an interview, he mocked Christians who follow scripture about loving their neighbor, scoffing that God also calls for the stoning of gay people, which he described as God's perfect law, as in a sarcastic comment of people who blindly follow the Bible word for word.
Mm-hmm.
So he was quoting, well, sure, you're supposed to love your neighbor, but God also told you to stone gay
Right.
people.
Right. So he was making a point using
Exactly.
that. Okay. So the gay Republican, someone I have followed since I met him in Florida when we went down, Stephen, he says there's a lot of Democrats trying to say that assassination of Charlie Kirk was acceptable because he hated gays. First off, it's insane to believe you can murder someone for not liking gays. Secondly, Charlie didn't even hate gays. Watch this clip.
No.
So let's watch this.
He didn't hate gays.
I'm a gay conservative, and I just want to ask you, what do you have to say for people like me who kind of feel like, I guess, it's kind of hard for gay conservatives because there's not a lot of us. So, like, what do you have to say to other gay people who need to realize, like, they do have a choice?
Yeah, first of all, welcome to the conservative movement. I don't think you should introduce yourself just based on your sexual
No,
attractions.
I agree. I like
because that's not who you are.
I like to be thought of as a person, and
for sure, you are a complete human being, and I'm sure you treat people well, and you're studying something. So I want to get away with this idea that you're gay anything. I just think that we have gone a long way in the negative direction in this country, where we act as if the most important part of your identity is what you do in the bedroom. It doesn't mean that much to me, but if you ask from a perspective as a Christian, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but politics is about addition and multiplication. I imagine you agree with a lot of what we talk about.
Absolutely.
Right? Strong borders, strong country. And for that, we welcome you into the conservative movement.
Thank you.
I mean, he's such a hater, dude, because he doesn't think he should be living like that. That's hate.
He was
no.
Right. He's honest about himself. Welcome to the conservative movement. We share the same values. As a Christian, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but that doesn't matter. Welcome.
Yeah.
How dare he be accepting?
Unfreaking believable, man.
That's so horrible. He's such a hateful person.
One of the last ones I probably will be showing is this one. This is the man who actually asked Charlie the question right before.
And people obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like, and
unbelievable, man. Like that's somebody on the left who the left probably doesn't like.
That is someone on the left who is now, because of this horrific incident, going to re-examine where he stands because of the way that the people around him are going to be celebrating the death of a husband and a father for having a different opinion.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of that, Scott. You brought up another video about people that are leaving the left right now. Dude, I've come across tons of people on TikTok, which is mainly where I operate now, saying this very same thing. I can no longer support the Democratic Party. I can no longer support liberal because of the way that they're acting in this situation. And it's been a long time coming. And that's why you've seen across the board numbers for the Democrats falling. Numbers that support them.
Right. And that's why they wanted to ship people in, I believe. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let me see what this one's about. So breaking, meet U.S. Navy Petty Officer Highland. He has 1.5 million followers on TikTok. He's openly celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Wow. Okay. Let's see.
If you're celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, you're a bad person. You're going to hell. Man. Fuck Charlie Kirk. The off ramp to the high road is closed.
He looks nuts.
We are not going to be made to feel bad about y'all bullshit hero that consistently spewed harmful rhetoric, that consistently put people's lives in danger
Again,
with the bullshit platform.
Show us proof. Where's the receipt?
It's projection, dude. This is a sick person. This is a sick, mentally ill person. I'm telling you. I've been talking about it for years. I can spot Hoover and Hobgoblins a mile away. He is a sick fucking person. That is all projection. He puts people in danger. He is hyper racist. He spits out hateful rhetoric. Look at what he's doing right now. But he's not the problem. He's actually a victim. He's a victim.
He fell for it.
That he was given by all of you.
No, he's not a victim. I'm sorry, dude. He's not. We've all been shown this stuff for decades now, over a decade now, and we did what you should do as a human being. Let me check if this is real. Let me check. Let's see if this is right. One of the biggest ones was the Charlottesville one. Good people on both sides. That's when I was like, wait a minute. They completely cut out what he actually was saying.
Oftentimes, it's sad to say, Scott, but people are more concerned with having their biases confirmed than finding out the actual fact of the matter.
Right. Well, we live in a clickbait, 24-hour news cycle where you got to hit it quick. Don't think, just react.
Goofies. This has nothing to do with conservative versus liberal. This has nothing to do with Democrat versus Republican. This has nothing to do with the left versus the right, because that's what y'all gonna prop it up as. And the alleged suspect is an old white guy. But I bet the mainstream media won't be talking about white-on-white violence. They won't be talking about gun control.
Such
They're
a
gonna say
hateful
this was an
person.
isolated incident by a lone shooter. And they're going to hold off the identity for as long as they can, and it's going to end up being a white guy.
They do the same thing with blacks. What the fuck are you talking about?
Dangerous white men that just decide to get a gun and just start killing people.
It's opposite day with these people.
We're not going to be gaslit to feel bad about a terrible person.
You're gaslighting.
Is what happened to him sad? Abso-fucking-lutely. However, fuck
Is
that
it really?
guy.
Fuck that guy.
Wow, right, you narcissist motherfucker. I see these goblins a mile away. I'm shutting up.
Look at that one. That's a good
That is good.
Only people with mental illness are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. 100%. Here's more for you. So after Charlie Kirk's after his death on Sky app, which is just a hotbed for left just rhetoric and disgust, that Sky app. There are people asking for the next person to be targeted, including J.K. Rowling, as she supports women, Matt Walsh, because he has strong views, Trump, because he's Trump, Ben Shapiro, because he is Ben Shapiro, libs of
Ben
TikTok.
Shapiro actually said "fuck you" on a broadcast today.
Good for him.
Wow.
Like Dave Rubin had challenged him to swear in public years ago. It was kind of a joke, and this is the first time he's ever.
Shapiro was like, and fuck you.
Exactly.
And I'm just gonna say, fuck you.
Yeah. Did I say it right? I'm gonna I'm gonna bring this photo up, and I'm gonna enhance it because I'm awesome. So hold on, give me 1 second, because I want to see what these people are saying.
Are they going after the libs of TikTok? Is that what you said?
One of them is on the list.
That's great.
All right, here we got the save copy. We'll do it in download so it's easy to find. All right. All right, I'll bring this up right now. I think I could share a file on here, right? Image file.
Should be able to. I believe so.
Document downloads. All right. So this is what people were saying, and I'll bring it up for myself so I can see it too.
Scott, I'm approaching 50 and I can't see anymore.
Me either, dude.
What the hell's going on? Why are we
Bad.
falling apart?
It's bad. All right, so I'm going to zoom in too because I suck. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so Pup Hylas says, go for Joe Rogan next, I believe, something like that.
Damn, Joe
Yep.
Rogan.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro next. I'll read ones that are full. Dusky BT handled Dusky Dragon 13 dot beyond something. Like I'm glad that guy died, but they're going really hard on this is a dark day for Americans about a guy I never heard of till he was shot.
I'm gonna get on this list, Scott.
Can we get J.K. Rowling's next? Like the UK would be unbearable about it, but it's for the greater good of trans people. Wow. Everyone is like Ben Shapiro next or Joe Rogan. I say JK. A lot of them are saying JK. Honestly, as much as I want to say,
she turned on them. She turned on them, if you remember. You know what I mean? Because J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, and the Christians were all upset about that. So she became a progressive hero without knowing it. But then she decided to stand up for women's rights, not trans rights, and that, of course, she didn't follow the narrative. So the hive mind really hates those who they supported at one point. That's why they hate Trump so much, because he was a Democrat for most of his life and gave them money and then turned on them. And they get very upset when one of their own doesn't support their rhetoric. That's why they go after JK.
Well, let me, all right, you know what? Can I share this? I'm just going to share this screen because like some of these people, like, are they, I don't know, following these people? Because
these are people that are either bots or have multiple accounts. These types of personalities have so many emails, many accounts. Right? These are the types of people who stalk others.
Right.
They always want to keep an eye on the target that they're trying to harass or abuse. So of course, most of them are bot accounts.
Look at this guy. Okay, Daryl has a list of people with Charlie's crossed out. Like, shouldn't these people be the FBI checking up on these people? Charlie Kirk is dead. Yay,
I would
one less
hope.
misogynist piece of shit on the planet. Do Trump next. Not sorry. Charlie Kirk is dead and has been for a few hours. Trump's next. I mean,
sociopaths everywhere.
People are disgusting, dude.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Like unbelievable. What? Elon next. Like, what have these people next to do that bitch from Libs of TikTok?
Well, okay, so people love hate. And also understand this, dude, because this is something that's being revealed at this time. Some of these people are being paid. They have been getting paid for years to do this. With finding out that there are several liberal TikTok creators who have been getting thousands upon thousands of dollars per month in order to spew rhetoric with guidelines to getting this money from a nonprofit. They're not the only ones. We have paid protesters. We've had Whoopi Goldberg paid millions of dollars to push left-wing talking points. We've seen so many different people from different spheres of media being paid to push this type of rhetoric. There are absolutely, without a doubt, plants, people who have these accounts, given these accounts, who are paid in order to keep this rhetoric going, to support those who are talking about who are violent, to support those who support this rhetoric. So like that's why it's so important. Like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to segue for a minute, but that's why it's so important for what Trump is doing right now, which is going after the money, going after the source, going after the nonprofits, and removing that. Also persecuting those who are paying for these protesters and these rioters. Like that is where a lot of it. That's why we're seeing the system freak out, because they're starting to remove the money. And once we start going after the nonprofits or the third parties that money is being funneled to in order to pay these types, whether they're big time celebrities or they're just bots on fucking Twitter, that's when we're going to see the true minority. Because honestly, it's a minority of people, Scott. We've always known this. The loud, nasty, hateful ones. That's the minority of people. It's not the majority of the country.
But what I'm most important takeaway from this is, will those people get investigated? I mean, they literally are telling people to go out and act of homicide, murder. They want to murder people. That you can't do. You can't tell people to go out and kill people. Like, you just can't do that. It's unbelievable. But we're gonna wrap it up. We got to wrap it up. It's been
serious?
a long, yeah.
2 days. No, at the same time, we got to fact check this at some point in the future. So, but at the same time, Charlie was getting murked. The Senate was voting on whether to release the Epstein files.
And 2 days before, Charlie gave a speech about how they should release it.
Oh, well, that's another thing we should talk about.
Yeah, the conspiracy is deep with me on this one. But we're gonna call it. Stephen,
Right.
thank you for coming out tonight, man.
Yeah,
It's
brother.
been a while.
Yeah, it was
So,
fun, man. Thanks for having me on. I haven't streamed in a while, and thank you guys so much for being here. Please subscribe to Sporking if you have not. And yeah, I love you all. Please be careful in this climate. I get hyper about how dangerous situations can be when speaking in public and speaking your mind and believing in standing in your belief in who you are. It's important for us to do that, but remember to keep your head on a swivel and stay vigilant. You're out there on social media, you're out there in public. These people, leftists are violent. They are violent people, all right, and they will attack you. So you just please be careful for your family's sake, for your sake. If you've got a family, if you've got a business, protect that business. Maybe do what you have to do to protect that, but don't back down.
Mm-hmm.
And never back down from your position and speak up, because the more of us that speak up, the more we take back control and have the ability to protect our children in the future. All right, my love to y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other, and never get somebody's food.
Amen, man. Real quick before we leave, Ronnie Jackson. I think he's a Texas. He's in the house, I think, or I don't remember, but he just wrote, "This was one of the most disgusting and evil things that I have ever seen. Just before we learned Charlie had passed, we tried to lead a prayer on the House floor, praying for his recovery after he was tragically shot. The Democrats started booing and yelling at us. It was absolutely disgusting. Their rhetoric caused this. Their actions today show they have no remorse." So don't forget that. We need to keep on these people, point it out. Sorry to the people that don't like me talking about this type of stuff. I'm done hiding it. I have to talk about it. Tina, anything with you? I think she's gone. Rest in peace, Tina. We love
Tina
you.
loves y'all.
Yeah.
Catch her on the many smash shows that she's on.
Oh, there you are.
Hey. Just, keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, hug your children, all that kind of stuff, because anything can change in a minute.
Yeah.
It's sad but true. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Have a good night. Peace out if I can find the right video.
Wash your hands, wash your ass.
It's been a while since you said that. I like it. Later, everybody.
Welcome to Aluminum Spork, where mysteries come to talk.
Raid Tommy stream. Tell him I sent it, or comment. Either one.
Is underground to UFOs that float around. Giants of the past, prophetic signs that last, archaeological fights, and strange unexplained lights. Aluminum Spork.
That's not a sport. Good night, everybody.